welcome to Sci-Fi Vision Presents Talisman Transmissions for June 22nd. Today is our From review. If you, whoa, why is that? I'm just noticing that my thing's lined up weird. If you missed our deep dive from last night, you can of course still get that from our live tab on YouTube. And you can also get the interview I just put up with the producers of From, that's now under the video tab. And also Julia Doyle, who plays Sophia. Our second part of the interview will be up tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, doing a premiere again so we can chat during it. And of course, there's still the one with Pega, who plays Fatima, which is coming up next week after the finale. That one will be up. If you're not a member of our Discord, please make sure you join. I'm going to put the link in the chat while I'm trying to talk. I'm so bad at typing and talking at the same time. Please make sure that you join so you can get our schedule and all that good stuff from there. Hi, West. Welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But if you're not a member, please make sure that you join our Discord so you can get, like I said, our schedule, all the interviews, all that stuff you can find on there. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision. And yeah, I think that's the end of my spiel. Hello, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, you guys. Hi, Jamie, AJ. Hi, just me, Kelly, Neos. Good to see you guys. I don't know how long I'll be with you tonight. I'm gonna stay as long as I can, but it might not be that long. I'm away from home.
You're your cousin or something, right?
I'm in Atlantic City with my cousin, and when she comes up from the casino, she might be very noisy, and I might have to hang up.
All right.
You're in AC in a casino. She's not going to be back before midnight. Come on.
We're pretty old. And she's already won like $3,000 today, so she might be done soon.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I have no such luck, so.
Sounds like me. So what did you guys think of this episode? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
AJ, you go first. AJ, go first.
Well, first and foremost, hi, Julie. Finally, Julie's in an episode because I feel like I haven't seen Julie in forever. She didn't story walk, but at least she said, "Hey, Mom, I've seen the man in yellow and he was eating somebody." So at least she finally told somebody she's seen the man in yellow. But that's where the conversation
showed up and said a few things.
But it was like it wasn't even like Tabitha was like, "Hey, Julie's seen the man in yellow also," and apparently she's like having convulsions or something, and like she didn't even explain the whole story walking thing to her. She's like, "I thought I could save Dad, but it turned out I was having a seizure." So yeah, I'll tell you what, there better be story walking after story walking after story walking in season 5 because I feel like we're not going to get any in the finale. So, I want to know what you guys thought about a red shirt getting so much screen time.
Well, I mean, if you're talking, then you're not a red shirt, right? I mean, okay. I guess she's bumped up from red shirt to like minor character.
She's still a red shirt.
I thought Jamie knows that the first time I watched this, I thought the episode was kind of boring. And like nothing was really happening, and like a few things are happening, but they were little things that, I didn't feel like really answered a lot of big questions, made a lot of big advancements. But I was watching it, I was watching it in the watch party with the chat. And there's a lot of talking and joking and ideas and stuff. And so I watched it. I've watched this episode 3 times now, twice in the watch party, once by myself. And, I think it was an okay episode. We got a couple of answers to maybe one big answer, 2 big answers, and a few little small answers. And I was very, though, disappointed with the cliffhanger, just because I hate like a cliffhanger and like that was a pretty, it was unsurprising that they ended it that way, but I don't know. I like shows that maybe give us a little more. that was like a Glenn under the dumpster level of cliffhanger, right? So
It's funny. I didn't even think of it as a cliffhanger because you knew it was going to happen.
yeah. Well, they cut it off right, when the creatures come in the room. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to reiterate what I say every week. There's too many characters. I'd like to see a bunch of them get killed so that more people could have more lines and more screen time, and fewer people that I thought were major characters who speak once every like 4 weeks, right? There's just a lot of people now. So I wouldn't mind, as Jamie likes to say, thinning the herd a little bit. Jamie, how'd you like the episode?
I like the episode. I agree with you. There are still too many characters, although I don't know who. I mean, I don't really want anybody to die. I say that all the time, but yeah, there are going to be too many that they can't show them all. Yeah, the only thing I really was disappointed in was Julie, because we have been waiting and waiting and waiting for her to realize that other people have seen the Man in Yellow, and she did say she saw him, which was great. But then her mother's like, wait, what? And that was the whole response. So that irritated me that Tabitha wasn't like, what are you talking about? And then she basically said, yeah, I don't believe that what I did anything either, right? Like, she doesn't even believe in her story walking now. So it did not have, I guess, the intended effect that I wanted out of it. But I appreciate that at least she freaking said something, even if it wasn't what I wanted, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the story is moving forward. And I think that they really, like, I was surprised that they went down so fast and dug up the bones so fast. Like, it did seem like it took a while to get there, and then it kind of jumped that part a bit. But I mean, the fact that it was a cliffhanger, it's a penultimate episode. I guess it really didn't bother me a whole lot. But I get that that's kind of frustrating at the same time. But yeah, not sure kind of what the hell, at this point. Like, we know, obviously some of it is they've kind of set up what's going to happen with what's going on, like with Sophia and all that. So it definitely feels like it's moving. My only other real, and this isn't really a complaint, it's just character complaint, like annoyed at the character, is that Elgin, showed the photo directly to Sophia instead of maybe telling somebody else. That's my only other real annoyance of it. But otherwise, I really liked it. I was very, very surprised about Clara, because people had been saying for how long that she was sus, and I thought everybody was nuts, that we didn't need a mole with having Sophia. That being said, I don't know that I would exactly say she's been a mole so much as she's a mole now, because we talked about this last night, I definitely get the opinion that she hasn't really done anything yet to help the Man in Yellow, because she didn't seem to remember who it was until, Sophia was like, look at me. So I think it's like she's now calling in, now you're going to help me. Not so much that she's been doing it all along. I don't know or think she's necessarily been passing along information or anything like that. But anyway, I was surprised. I really didn't think that she was going to be like that. So
well, I don't know if I could have told you her name if she just walked onto the screen. If she had she's been a total red shirt in the background for the whole show, really. I don't know if I could have told you her name was Clara until she got some action in this episode. Yeah, sorry, I don't.
Remember when she got the glass in her eye?
I barely pay attention to people in real life, much less people in the background.
Okay, fair enough.
And so I hate to get ahead of myself, but since I might not last here till we get to this episode tonight, I thought her part in this was totally unnecessary. And I mean, it was because we have seen Sophia cut her own hand and drip it into Henry's glass of water or whatever that was he was drinking, moonshine, in order to perform some magic on him. And so I don't really know why she had to put her blood into, why couldn't she just say, hey, Claire, bring me, I'm going to bleed in this glass of water. Can you make sure that you get Fatima to drink it? Right. The whole transferring blood and having some sort of vaguely sensual experience while doing it. I just don't know why it was necessary to transfer the blood. I think it was just a thing, it's a thing that they put in there and it's fine, but we know Sophia can why couldn't she just be here, give this thermos to Fatima, right?
Yeah, she could have said, give this to Fatima, but I mean, I don't think she could have done it herself, just because I don't think that they would have necessarily let her into the clinic, and Fatima wouldn't have trusted her. So
Okay,
she
but I
needed
mean,
somebody
like
to-
the Bloods Brothers thing, like we've seen her drip her own blood into a drink
Yeah.
and have an
Yeah,
effect
she
on
could have
someone.
just put it in the thermos, handed it to her, and said, "Hey, give this to Fatima and tell her it's something good." Yeah, no,
Yes.
you're right about that.
Here's the
But I
quote of
don't
the
know.
night. Wait, quote of the night. Quote of the night.
Naveed agrees with you. No, I do see what you're saying, and I do agree with that it wasn't necessary. But that being said, I liked it. Like, yes, it was tropey. I'll give you that. But I kind of liked it because I think a lot of it is kind of about her scaring people and enjoying it, and making people beholden to her. I mean, she's clearly telling Clara, you do this, you're going to get to go home. So she gets them to do everything she wants. But yeah, it could have been simplified. I do agree with that. But yeah, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. So that is reading what people are saying. All right. So I'm looking. Hold on. I'm looking at it. I'm not sure to answer the question. All right. So let me get up my pictures here. Okay.
All right.
So we start the episode. I was going to say the conversation. We start the episode with Tabitha telling Boyd right away what happened. So again, do appreciate they're at least talking to each other, right?
Yeah. I mean, that seems to be a big shift in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah. So yeah, she's just basically like, he's been in my house. We got to do something about it. And he tells Jade that he's ready to go and wants to move the plan along in order to, start digging up the bones. And Jade's surprised. And yeah, it's nice that they're, like I said, it moves. The episode kind of has to push forward. But I do like that they're just all still seem to be talking, because the same thing happens later with whenever they're talking to Donna too and explaining things. But yeah, Boyd's finally like, this is the only plan we have. We're gonna have to do it, and hopefully it'll go well. I guess he's hoping, he's pushing. And then we have the man in yellow transforming back into Sophia, and there she is, all smug coming.
You know what I felt though? It was funny. I actually said this while I was watching. I was like, it's like, why do we need to see him transform again? That's screen time that could be used for something else.
True. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like seeing Doug though, but yeah, I don't know.
Hello, Dieter.
I mean, it's just there to show the transformation or whatever, and I guess reiterate that. I don't know, in case you missed the previous episode, to reiterate that it's an actual.
You're not watching the show. You're not watching the show, Karen. If you missed the previous episode,
I'm just saying, maybe somebody forgot that it's a physical transformation. I was kind of wondering if they reshot it or if they just shot a whole bunch of these like the first time around.
Yeah, I'm
or
guessing they
to
probably
like
shot
take
them all at once
again.
Yeah, I'm guessing they would have shot them all at once, because otherwise that would have been like more money to do, right? They don't usually do that. All right, so this is where we have Sophia. She comes to them. They're pulling down the flag because they're going to make a ladder, and Boyd has told them to get all the rope and chain that they can. Well, I guess the chains are to move the tree, not for the ladder, but it does say to get all the rope and chains they can find, so that's why they're taking the flag down. Again, they mention all the plans because they keep talking about plans in front of her. That's happened before. But she gets Sophia to follow her. And this is when she says to her, do you remember me? Where'd it go? Sorry. Says, do you remember me? And that we made a bargain, and I need you to do something for me. What did you guys think about this? Like, because this was definitely tropey, but I kind of liked it. The whole, black.
I was fine with it.
Black stuff. I mean, it's been done before a lot, but I still liked it.
I mean, it surprised me a lot. I maybe didn't like it because it was so tropey that we see in so many shows that evil has these black eyes. Although it surprised me a little because I guess I'm not sure that like I kind of associate that look with like demons because we've seen it so much in like, I don't know, in like Supernatural and other kinds of shows like that. And maybe I wasn't thinking of her as like a demon, right? But maybe this is just how she like this is her calling card to Clara, right? Like we haven't seen her do this before. This is like her way of making Clara recognize her.
Yeah, and to see something that's inside her or whatever, to see what she is. I said before, I kind of wonder if he is like the devil or a demon, because I do think that he's the one that made the bargain with them to live forever, which I think is kind of similar in a way maybe to what she, I never know what pronouns do, she did to Clara, making a bargain. Like that makes me think that he could be that kind of creature, but not because of the black eyes, just because I've thought that before.
Yeah. You are correct, Lulu. Clara has never seen Sophia. I when I say Sophia, I guess I'm speaking collectively about this entity, whatever form they appeared to Clara in before. It's the eyes that make her recognize that Sophia is the same person or thing she encountered in the past, right?
Yeah. See, Dieter says spider eyes. Richard calling it the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of you still think he's a spider. Sometimes I wonder, because they keep showing him upside down like that, but they do flip the camera a lot, showing different things, so it's hard to tell. But that is my biggest question, though. Like I want to see them make this bargain, because we do not know whether she's doing this thing with her eyes is somehow showing her what she looked like at that time that was, a different person, or if she looked like some kind of creature, or if she looked like an entity. Like, what did Clara meet her as? What or who? That's
I would like to see the deal making scene.
Yeah. Where'd it go? I lost what I was gonna click on.
That's not on my top 10 list. Like when I think of the questions that I have to have answered, and the questions that would be nice to be answered, and the questions that I think will never get answered, the deal making with Clara is not top on my list.
Well, no, it's not something I need answered. That's more just of a curiosity thing.
Yeah, but to me, I'm more curious what she looked like before, not so much.
If you're going to go to the trouble of even doing this, then I'd like a little more information.
Yeah. I found the comment. CFH says, I knew her as eye patch for a bit. Clara, she did have an eye patch for a while. There's so many people that have eye issues. We know that.
Yeah, and she's hanging out with the other eye person, Elgin, right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I see that Choco Beauty says, I definitely thought she was reporting back to someone or taking notes because she was rounding key moments. Do you guys take it that she was spying before? I mean, maybe spying, but I feel like she wasn't necessarily giving information to anybody.
I don't think she was, because she's very surprised to see this entity again. I feel like it's the first time that Man in Yellow has showed up asking for Clara's help. Like, especially since she said, remember we made that deal, I'm calling in my favor now. You know what I mean? Like, if she'd been doing it all along, then she wouldn't be as surprised.
Yeah, she would have said, I still need help from you, or whatever. She would say something like, you've been helping, blah, 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 now I need you to do it. Yeah, so.
Maybe the entity is a spider, or spider-like.
Yeah, it definitely could be. I'm not discounting that.
Transforms into people.
Other than I say, I hope to hell not, but that's my whole. No. I'll be like Tabitha. No. We don't need spiders. No. But yeah, I don't know. But like I said, I was super surprised. I did enjoy this. Then we have another scene with Christy and Marielle, which was kind of another senseless scene. I mean, I get the point of it. It was to give them a scene together and to have them kiss, I guess. But I don't know that we really gained anything from that, other than if Fatima, if her heart stops, give her epinephrine. Like, she would have done that anyway. So that was kind of, to me, a waste of scene.
Their scenes might be numbered.
Sorry, what?
I said their scenes might be numbered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah,
true.
it's another scene of Christy talking to Marielle like she is not a trained. Isn't she an emergency room nurse?
Pediatric.
Right?
Nurse, yeah.
Like she talks to her like, and Marielle's like, yeah, I've given epinephrine shots before. I'll be, which is essentially an EpiPen. I'll be fine. I mean, I don't know if it's essentially. I'm not a doctor, but an right? Like
something, yeah, sort of, I guess. But yeah, this is where I feel like that they are trying to fit other characters in, but the scenes that they give them aren't like enough to be a good scene. Like, I'm glad to see them, but I don't know that it was necessary, I guess.
I know, but Jamie, you say that about a lot of scenes. Like
I do.
If something is not propelling action, you say, "Oh, it wasn't necessary."
Well, I mean, do you really think we needed this scene?
Yeah, I mean, like like this show is also about the characters.
It is, but I would have rather seen a scene of the two of them like talking, maybe, and then kiss after or something.
Well, they
like
were
I
talking.
didn't need the whole.
They were talking.
Okay, well, they're talking about fun.
Jamie, you might feel different. You might feel differently about this scene if one of them don't make it out of the finale, because this is their last kiss, and that was a pretty passionate kiss for just middle of the day.
Yeah, true. True. Yeah, at least they're having a good time. I guess. Sorry, that's a bad description. I guess I'm being a little harsh. I don't know. I just sometimes their scenes have like, yeah. I don't love Marielle. I've said that before. Sometimes I think that she's superfluous, I guess, but we don't need two medical, we've said that before. All right. So then we have Sophia taking Clara. Now you're making me forget her name. Taking Clara into her house, picks up the knife that, I guess Sarah just leaves on the table or whatever for some reason. But she does take that, and it's kind of, I guess, ominous. She takes her upstairs. There was the little joke here about, the paint, and it's not her favorite color, which was kind of more of like a wink wink to the audience, because obviously Clara has no clue what the hell she's talking about. Yeah, I don't know, but it was kind of funny, even if it was just like a nod to us. And yeah, she tells her, she's like, sit down or she says something like, if you don't listen to me, I'll do something horrible to you. So she definitely is pushing her to listen to her. But she says, we made a bargain. I told you I was going to need your help. Clara says, I started to wonder if, where'd you go? I lost where I was at. Sorry about that. That she started to wonder if it was real. And she's like, are you really going to let me go home? And she just says, you need to help me first. And Clara does say at this point, do you want me to stop them digging? And this is where I think that one of the really important points of the episode are, which is where Sophia says that the going into the tunnel isn't going to work out well for them, because this place is built on ritual, and it's not just about what you do, but how you do it. So the assumption is, at least in my opinion, in this part of the scene, that because at this moment, all of the people are going down into, well, not all of them, but multiple people are going down into the cave, that it's not going to work, because it needed to be just Tabitha and Jade. At least that's what they believe, that we find out later.
How do you guys feel about that? Like, I mean, I appreciate knowing that, I guess, but how do you feel about that? I was like, wow, this is a huge piece of information that is being spoon-fed to a very minor person. I
feel like
and why Sophia would tell her that is a little, I guess she trusts Clara not to go blab that information.
Yeah,
because nobody in the town talks to each other anyway.
Clara's under her control, so I think it was more of a brag than anything. I think it was, well, it doesn't matter because they're not doing it right. So
yeah. But I think it was also more for us than anything.
Well, yeah.
But again, she talks about playing games, and this is where she explains about the blood, where she says one or two of her games need a little push to speed things up a bit. And that's when she does the whole sharing of blood in order to transfer it to Fatima. Why she needed to do the whole orgasmic thing is, you know, neither here nor there. But yeah, she gives her the blood for Fatima. Oh, the little door on the wall. I was trying to figure out what he meant about the little door. There's like a little, I don't know if it's like for a panel or whatever. It's probably like a panel, right? Like
Who
when you have
knows?
that little, there. That's probably like a panel or something, or the
Yeah,
attic. Maybe up
it's
to
like
the
a little
attic.
attic or crawl space or something.
Yeah, something. But yeah, she is going to speed up whatever is happening to Fatima.
Well, I mean,
that's what she's saying, or how I took it.
She doesn't say that, but we see something
Well,
happen.
we don't know. No, we don't know that yet. That's
right.
Okay, she asks Clara if she likes games, and Clara hesitates, and she's like, "I asked you a question. When I ask you a question, you answer me." And then Clara's like, "Yeah, I like some games," and she's like, "Me too, but some need a little push."
Yeah, I do think she says something about speeding it up, but you're right. She doesn't say specifically what she's talking about at that moment. You did remind me, because I had forgotten to mention it. Speaking of games, Friday night we're going to be doing my birthday live stream. So everybody make sure you tune in Friday night. I'm gonna try to see if we can do some Jackbox games so it's different. I'm gonna get a pack of them and see how it goes, and maybe we'll end up doing them more often. I think that could be fun. But yeah, that'll be Friday night. So please make sure you come celebrate my birthday. All right. So then we go to here, Donna. They tell her the everything they're doing. What did you guys think about this? Again, they're sharing information, so it's a good thing. But what did you guys think overall?
It's information we already had. All it's really showing us is that they let Donna in on the loop.
Yeah.
But I appreciate Donna, for a couple weeks now has been like, are you people kidding me? Like, really? You're putting a lot of faith in a handful of mushrooms. I mean, Donna is kind of a voice of reason here, right? She's not wrong. I mean, Boyd's not wrong. They need to do something, but Donna's not wrong that this is kind of a crazy idea.
Yeah. At least people can't say they're not talking, though. They're definitely showing them talking this season. But I guess I feel like the point that she's trying to make too, that they're not thinking about is, well, they are thinking about, because Jade gives an answer, but says, once you take out that tree, if you get it out, that it's no longer an enclosed space. So it's going to be like when you open a window, they can come in and kill everybody. What's to stop them from doing that? And that's when Jade's like, oh, the bones are going to protect us. And that's kind of what they're banking on happening. Yeah. Do you have anything to add about that? Or do you just think, I don't know. Why do you think he's saying that? Like, you guys are quiet tonight. Don't everybody answer it.
I don't have an answer to that.
What are you asking me?
Into it.
I just was curious what you thought, because I don't know. Like, Jade's just like, oh, they're going to protect us. Like, they don't, that's why they put them down in there, because it's hard to get out of there and out of that area.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just curious if you had any thoughts about like his plan, because because she's right. I mean, once it's open, it's open. Like, if he's wrong, they're fucked, right? So
I guess, I mean, part of me feels like you can't say, yes, Jade, I believe you're reincarnated, but then be like, no, I don't believe anything you say you remember, right? Like, are you all in on his story or not, I guess, right? I mean, I guess that's like how Jade feels, right? Jade's like, I'm telling you, I mean, Tabitha has said kind of similar things, like, I remember this. It's true, yes, but she doesn't like rave like a lunatic as much as Jade does, right? She sounds a little more, I don't know.
Maybe he needs to tell Tabitha to give them the plans that next time.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll listen a little better. Yeah, no, I don't know. Jade says a lot of shit. That's all.
Code Knox thinks Jade knows his fate, so he's just carelessly saying things. I mean,
you're not wrong. Jade, was it? I think it was this scene or another scene when somebody asked Jade a question. He goes, "I don't know. It just does."
Yeah, that's whenever Ethan asks him about the bones. He essentially says that, which kind of concerns me. But yeah, I don't know. I do like that Donna is the one though that's always thinking about things and kind of the I want to say the parental figure kind of over them. She's like, you better make sure you're right or we're all going to die. I mean, that's essentially what this conversation is.
Yeah.
But
you know what else though is Donna. Well, while Boyd's always worried about everybody's safety, Donna's always worried about their psyche, because the big thing with Donna always is you keep giving people hope and things don't pan out. And hope is sometimes the worst thing you can have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Fletcher, you mean, or Dieter, sorry. I keep forgetting I still see them and see the same thing. I think he's meaning that they put too much in the trailers. I was trying to figure out what he meant. But yeah, you're right. She is trying to get that point across, I think. Because and that was too what I think it was it Kenny? One of them said in the other episode where they're like basically said, well, now you told everybody that this is the answer. We need to do something before they do something stupid, right?
Boyd said that. He was like, we told everybody a bunch of freaky shit, and now we can't wait until they decide we got to do something.
Yeah.
I think the technical term was we told them a bunch of like fucked up shit, he said, or something like that, right? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, basically, Boyd says that a lot, so
that word a lot.
I believe Jade's connection to the town gives him feelings about how the magic works. Might be. I mean, he's been there before, and I like your little Dharma van. I just happened to notice the Dharma van. I hadn't seen that before. That's great. Hi, Bando. Welcome. Okay. So wait, I lost my pictures. All right. At least we got Donna, and she must be feeling better, right? Like she's walking around outside too.
Because it wasn't a real heart attack.
Minor heart
attack. I know. I'm just thinking about it. Like she's up, she's about, she's not still in bed. So that's a good sign, I guess. Now we have Christy who comes over to talk to Boyd about Fatima. In this case, she does not share the information with everybody, but it is kind of like a medical thing. So yeah, I don't know. She probably should have just told everybody, but she's deciding because, she kind of got mad when Boyd did that and didn't share all the information. And now she's doing the same thing. But yeah, she's telling him off camera about what's going on with Fatima and that she's they don't know what's, or she should be dead, basically. Let's see. RC says, I'm afraid that Donna may get killed by Fatima because she's going to be one of those monsters. Hope not. Don't hurt Donna. You're not allowed to hurt Donna. That's all I got to say. Jade seems to replace Ethan as Captain Exposition from the writers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has given a lot of exposition. All right. So then we have more of Henry and his hallucinations, whatever we're calling them. That's what I'm calling them.
B's here, everybody. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yes. Hello.
And she's right. I feel I say this all the time when I'm watching it. The greenhouse seems to be an important meeting place because they keep going there to hang out.
Well, it's away from the rest of the town. They don't have to have all the busybodies in the town listening, just their core group. Maybe that's, I'm just making that up. I have no idea. But yeah. Code Knox says, I think Christy made a pact to get Marielle there, so Christy works with blood. Oh, do you mean that got her there, like the bus got her there? Interesting. But did she do it? Do you mean she did it on purpose? Or you mean like just that she wanted her there so bad she manifested?
I think Knox is saying that there's more than one person that's made a pact at some point.
All right. Yeah, I could see that. Wait, let me ask you though, like if you and this is more just like a morality, I'm curious to your thoughts question. But saying that, like if you loved somebody, would you really wish them there? Like if you're in this hellhole, Like, even if you miss somebody, would you want them to go through the same shit you're going through? I don't know that I would wish that on somebody.
No, honestly, I mean, if I had some entity with buggy spider eyes saying, "Hey, I got a deal. I'm going to need your help at some point. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, maybe a couple years from now. But at some point, I'm going to need your help. We're going to make a little pact." And I'd be like, you know what, just fucking kill me now because I'm not doing that.
No. Yep. Don't make a deal. Well, maybe not literal devil, but you know, make a deal with devil.
It is interesting that she's the only person that like
Well, that
someone new showed up there, right?
Yeah.
That we know.
Like, is it a coincidence? Like, or I mean, could Christy have like? Yeah, I guess like I mean, Jim, you say manifested, but like wished her to be like made a deal unknowingly, you know, like you know, like when you pray and you're like, God, I'll do anything if I can just get out of this right now, right? Like,
Yeah.
It does seem like something that has been a little bit accepted at face value, and really should it be?
Yeah, I don't know, but you know, I see Kelly saying, I don't know, Christy was into Kenny when Mariel wasn't around. What if it's the opposite though, where it's just kind of like, let's fuck everything up and bring your ex-girlfriend there to make more trouble? Like it could have been.
I wonder if we'll ever find out if there's a method to the madness of who ends up in the town, or if it's just completely fucking random. I mean, obviously, Tabby and Jade are locked in. But like everybody else, is it random? Is there some key element that they have that brings them there, or maybe it's something we never find out? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and Susie points out I was wrong. Chrissy's not the only person who got a loved one. Victor's father showed up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I know we go back to the whole candidate thing a lot of times, but yeah, I mean, some of them are definitely important. Are all of them important? We don't know, but some of them definitely need to be there. And I feel like Henry maybe was brought for Victor, whether it was to hurt Victor or help Victor, I don't know. But yeah. Let's, you know, because even saying that, I'm thinking about it. Even Tabitha says something like when she says about coming back for Victor, like she says something about like that I think she does something about that she brought his father there. So yeah,
I don't recall her saying that. I remember her saying I came back for you, meaning like
maybe that's just
back.
Yeah, she said I'm not just here to save Ethan, I'm here to save you too.
Okay, sorry, I'm trying to remember exactly what the line was. Michael said, I don't think Christy made a deal. She was as surprised as anyone. Mariel showed up. We saw it when they saw each other. True. But I guess we're saying, or Karen's saying maybe made it and didn't know she made it was sort of where you were going, right?
Yeah. I mean, do I really think that's what happened? I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
Back to Henry's nations.
Back to Henry. I do wonder about the strange carousel horse, though, but it's not really important.
Have we seen that before?
Yeah, people were asking about it in the when they showed it, because somebody said something about it, and I remember thinking they're going to mention it, but it's just like you saw it in the background if you paid attention. They never really said anything about it until now. So there's a scene with Patty that she made burnt cookies. I think they were cookies. And she, says she used to bake because it helped her. So that's why she made them, and she's trying to give them to Henry. But I feel like that was really just kind of the transition between him waking up, that caused him to, because like the tray fell or whatever. I don't remember exactly how it connected, but he went to eat it and he woke up or whatever. And then
I want to know why she doesn't have the gauze on her face anymore. I mean, I know people heal quick, but she don't look healed.
You gotta let it burn. You gotta let it breathe a little bit. You gotta let the air help dry it out.
Is that true?
At night, no, she's right. But usually people do that like at night when you sleep.
Well, then you would roll over on it.
I know that would be worse.
maybe it is to show us the passage of time, and that it's not just the next day, right? Like time has passed, days or whatever, as her wound heals a little bit.
I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. I lost where I was at. Sorry.
How did that happen?
Oh, shut up.
No, what? No, I mean, how did I get a Yankees avatar?
Oh, I thought you meant how did I get lost?
Because whoever was on
Roger's show.
whoever was on StreamYard last, that was their avatar.
Yeah. I'm not sure what you mean, Zyren. So we have this scene with Victor and Henry, or fake Victor, whatever we want to call it, and he is talking to his father, and he asks him, what he thinks about what Dr. Boyd said, and he knows about the character. I'm saying character as in, to him it's a character, about the sheriff and everything, because he's been kind of mumbling things, I guess, apparently. So he knows, all about this. And the doctor's named Boyd, and he says that she wanted him to, destroy the anchor that's keeping him in his dream. And he's saying that Henry says, I can't do that. It's you. How could I kill you? And he's like, oh, that's not me, But regardless of whether he could do it, make himself do it, Henry's like, even if I wanted to do it, how would I do it? Because I have no way to kill you. And he says that the dream will provide you what you need once you accept it's not real. So yeah, I mean, I still don't think that that this is anything other than a hallucination.
I mean, I think it kind of obviously is, because like you can easily poke holes in this delusion, right? It has a lot of weaknesses. Like he's been in a coma, in and out of a coma for 40 years. And he just springs from the bed and starts walking around and eating meals and whatever. And, Victor says things like, I have a family and they miss you very much. And I'm like, really? Did they ever meet him? Because he's been in a coma since before, like, Sebastian was born, right? Like, there's a lot of holes in it and I think is it bad writing? No, I think it's evidence that this is delusion, that if Henry paid attention, there would be holes in it.
Yes. Anything to add, AJ?
I think it's interesting that we haven't seen
Miranda.
Thank
Eloise?
you. Or Eloise. Miranda or Eloise. I think that's interesting, but we have a made up grandson.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any significance to it, but I just think it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only significance really is that it's to give him something else to want to believe it's, the other world is the dream, because he has a grandson suddenly. But yeah, and also you're right, Kelly. I said that before too, although I don't know that everybody would pick up on that, but he would be atrophied. Although he isn't, to be fair, he is sitting in a wheelchair, I think, isn't he? Let me see. I believe he's in a wheelchair. So I guess they're saying he can't walk, but he would be not able to move around if he had been in a bed for 40 years. It would be a lot different than that. Where'd it go? Zyron was saying, now I get what he meant, that the carousel horse, that he's looking for things to doubt that it's a real world, because they all came in cars. How did it get there? But I would assume it was just in the town, but yeah, it is a weird thing. I'll give him that. It is a weird thing. Okay. I was trying to.
All right. So basically what we learned from this scene is Victor flat out tells him, I'm your anchor. You need, I'm what you need to disconnect from. And Henry's like, I can't do that. He's like, but I'm not real in there. I'm real here.
Yeah.
That's the point of this whole.
Yeah. And I don't remember who, but somebody it might have been Fletcher. I'm not 100% sure, but somebody had mentioned last night that Victor did say something like that, broken boy or whatever. Like, how would he know that? But I'm guessing that like Henry's told him some things about the other version, And Michael says Henry is failing to learn the lesson of his past that his family members don't need to be fixed, failing to accept Victor as he is. Yeah, he hasn't listened to that yet, I feel like. But maybe eventually. We'll see. But yeah, I definitely think that this world is fake. B says maybe it's just me, but the Victor in Henry's hallucination is unsettling. I don't like him. That's an interesting take. I have not heard anybody say that. I just am kind of like he looks so different. I think it's cool that he's playing.
I think that's what's unsettling because we're so used to him playing Victor a certain way. Seeing him like this is weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I hadn't really been thought of it that way, but it is kind of weird. But it's cool too at the same time. At least I think it's cool. But yeah, he's not used to this version here. Oh, did you notice the we had brought this up last night, but that's like in the promos and stuff, the trees. It looks like the opening or whatever, or not opening, but that they use in the trailers.
Okay.
All right. So he wakes up and has knocked down the cookies again. And there's Victor, and Victor's trying to help him. He's like, what's wrong? And Henry's like, nothing's wrong. I can't talk to you right now, and kind of runs away again. So feel bad for Victor. He's trying to help and he just can't really, help him, but he probably needs to. All right. So then we have Christy and Boyd in the station here. And this is where she's telling him what's wrong with Fatima. We get to hear more about it. And says that they're keeping her in the clinic right now. Mariel's with her, they're kind of distracting her. And Boyd just says, well, the best thing we can do is get her home. So we still got to move forward with the plan. He says that he wants her to be ready in case the people coming out of the tunnel need help out of the cave because they don't know once they pull them out, whatever their plan is, pulling them out through the ceiling, I guess, that they could be hurt. So he wants her there to, as medical and to bring supplies. And his hand starts shaking again. But yeah, he's like, we're going to go home. He's being positive now, suddenly, which is a little strange for Boyd. But, all right. And then we have Tabitha. And we talked about this a little bit earlier, that she's telling them about the man in yellow being in the house. I do appreciate she's sharing as well. And even though she knows it'll probably scare them, she is telling them. She does tell them that the man in yellow killed their father and that the talisman don't work against him. And then Julie outright asks, is the knowledge comes at a cost, like that he died? Is it because of what you guys found out? And she does say that she thinks so. But I like, they really didn't focus on this. But Julie's like completely right when she's like, you're saying that he died because you were searching for answers. And now you're continuing to search for answers. Like, is he going to kill us now? And she doesn't really address that. And I hadn't even thought about this till now when I'm reading through my recap. But she's just kind of like, oh, I won't let that happen, is again her answer. Like she can control that. Yeah, I don't know. What do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, it's a thing you say to a baby. Don't worry, I won't let that happen. Like why would Julie ever listen to that or believe that? Like you say that to even Ethan is too old to accept that as an answer. Oh, don't worry, mommy won't let anything happen to you. Is what she's saying, right?
Yeah, you're right. But I more meant the fact that Julie's right, where she's like, you're telling us that he killed our father because you were looking for answers and you haven't stopped. How do you know he's not going to kill us? Like, no, they didn't really talk about that. Like, she never really addresses that. But yeah, you're right. It is like talking to a kid.
It's a fair thought, but it's more convoluted than that. But we know that because we're the audience. I just wanted to Fletch actually said something smart.
That wasn't nice. I'm
kidding. I never claimed to be. Now Julie knows how and where Jim died. I hadn't thought about the fact that up till now they didn't know because he was hanging in the barn. So now she knows where to go on her story walk.
She knows how. I don't know that she knows when, or she knows where, maybe, but I don't know that she knows when.
Well, before they assumed the monsters killed him. Now they know. Right. Now she knows that the man in yellow did it and where.
Yeah, because she probably said it was out at the RV. But I'm assuming she needs to somehow know when it happens.
Well, she knows that she knows more or less when.
I guess that's true. In her time,
the day before they found him in the.
Yeah, the night before. I guess that the night before they found him, right? So that's about the answer to that. But yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That is pretty smart. But Julie's kind of like, why do you still believe that you come back over and over again? And this is, we mentioned this earlier. This is when Julie's like, oh, I saw the man in yellow. He was eating dead people. And I thought I was traveling through time. And I thought I could save my father, but I really couldn't. And I was giving myself seizures. And that's when she's like, wait, what? And that's the whole response she gets, which irritated the shit out of me. But other than that, she does say to her, well, then how did the talisman work? Like, if you've been here before, why don't you know this shit? You should know the answers to everything is kind of what she says. And she's like, it doesn't work that way, which, yeah, it wouldn't. It'd be too easy if she knew everything. But she's like, well, maybe you just don't know because it's not real. And that, she says the place lies to us so we hurt ourselves and each other. So stop giving it what it wants. So yeah, the whole outcome of the situation is Julie trying to discourage her mother rather than it encouraging her to continue the story walking, which is, I guess, what we wanted from it, or at least what I wanted from it, that did not happen. So yeah, thoughts. I feel like I break to let you talk, and I feel like you guys are so quiet. I don't know if Karen's still there. I know she's got her camera off, but I feel like you guys are so quiet tonight.
Actually, I got distracted for a second.
Okay, that's okay. Do you have anything to add?
What did you about this part? No, I'm good. I said my piece.
All right.
I was reading the chat and got distracted.
No, that's okay. I just wondered. I also was gonna say I did see Lucas agreed with B from before that Victor was creepy in the hallucination. All right. So then we have Clara's scenes here where she gets out the thermos, she rips the bandage off, drips the blood into it in order to give it to Fatima. She brings it in and she's like, oh, you have to drink this now because it's good for you and it will help make you better. And Fatima, I guess, because she trusts her, listens. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things where you're like, why are you taking what she gives her? But she trusts her. I don't know that they should trust anybody.
Someone in the chat the other night when Clara said it's a home remedy, somebody in the watch party was like, a home remedy for what? Like what? She just like what is does she know that what's wrong with Fatima and she has a home remedy for demonic varicose veins? What is it?
That's a good question. She isn't even supposed to know what's wrong with Fatima. She's just in the clinic. That's all they're supposed to know, right? That is a good thing. Yeah, I don't know. The only other thing I was going to mention about this is that the puzzle's called Crows in Light, and you can see that there are crows. I think is cute. That they're, another little. Whether it means something or not, I don't know, other than it's a cool reference that there's crows flying around. But she does drink it, which was a bad idea. I do think that Clara feels bad about what she's doing. She seems to not like that she's doing this, but she's doing it anyway, So, B says, sometimes people have home remedies for whatever ails you. That is true, B. But yeah, how did Clara even know that she was there? Boyd said to keep it a secret. Only Donna, Kenny, Ellis, Christine, Mariel know about her. Why didn't she suspect her?
To be fair, what was that? 6 people you just fucking listed that know about her? and people eavesdrop.
Yeah. But is it that nobody knows what's wrong or nobody knows she's in the clinic at all? I feel like if she lives at Colony House, she probably saw her leaving to go to the clinic is the other thing I would say. Might not know beyond that, but she would probably know she went there. Because I'm sure if somebody said,
she knows she's there because of Sophia, but it's pretty easy to say, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And Fatima didn't think nothing of it.
True. Hi, Ryan. Welcome. Lucas says she feels bad about it, but about what she's doing, but not bad enough not to do it. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, they're talking about Abby. Okay, I was seeing what that was about. All right, so then we have the scene with Victor talking to his mother and sister. We talked about this last night. Like, I don't think he quite, or at least I felt like, I don't think he was quite understanding what they were saying about Miranda being Tabitha, because like reincarnated, her essence would still have been his own mother. But yeah, I don't know. That was how I took it, but I know some people didn't necessarily think that of the same way I did. But that was what I initially, my reaction was. I don't think he understands what they're saying, because I think that even if she was reincarnated to some extent, she'd still be there. But I guess I don't know.
Well, her body.
I don't believe in reincarnation, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Her body is still there, just not her soul.
Yeah.
Like there's a skeleton in the fucking grave at this point. It's been 40 years.
Yeah. I think though the other point of this scene before the boy in white comes is he does say, like, I don't know how to talk to somebody. Like he kind of came there because he wants to know what to say to his dad, and he doesn't know how to help her. And yes, you're right. And I guess that's, yeah. No, you're right. I just, that's why I'm kind of like, I guess I look at, maybe I'm looking at the reincarnation a bit different, but like I said, I don't believe in reincarnation either. Not that you have to watch the show, but I kind of was still looking at it like there would still be like the soul of Miranda and the soul of Tabitha. But I guess if it's complete reincarnation, I guess you would look at it that way. That's why I said I didn't really think too deep about it. Let's see. Yeah. So he needs to know how to talk.
Sorry. Knox said he looks like he's from Whoville here. And he does.
Now you're going to give me ideas of how to alter that photo. All right. Then we have the boy in yellow come out.
The boy in white.
Yes, boy in white. Sorry. Getting my colors mixed up again. I love that when Victor's just like, go away. Go away. This is private. And he's like, hey, do you know what they're doing? They're going to pull down the tree. You can't let them do that. I told you that before. It's important. You can't let it happen. So he shows up to tell Victor that, to the annoyance of other people, since he doesn't, come out and tell anybody else, but he does tell Victor again, you can't let that happen. And I've said before,
which I'm glad. Yeah, I was glad that this conversation came up again, because we've all been talking about it, but since Victor never told everybody, but then again, I guess Victor didn't know what they were planning either, too. So.
Yeah, that's true. He wasn't in on the loop. He wasn't one of the ones in the group. But I don't know. I said from the beginning, I do think that taking out the bottle tree, which is like a portal to, at least at some points, is a portal to getting away, it seems like, is a very bad idea. Let me ask you, I don't know if Karen's still there or she's off.
Here.
Oh, you're there. Okay. What do you guys think about the fact, I've heard quite a few people now say it, the idea that maybe them pulling out the bottle tree is what becomes, and granted, it would be more of a metaphor, since they're all different depending where they are, but that like that tree becomes the tree that's in the middle of the road that is bringing people there. So it's like a closed loop or whatever. What do you think about that?
I'm not sure in every cycle that it would be if you go back 80, 120, 160 years, they wouldn't have had cars and things maybe to help pull. Like, how far do we go back? When did it become possible to pull a tree out that quickly to go with this plan? I mean, they could still have chopped it down and became the tree in the road. I don't know. I think sometimes a tree is a tree, and maybe they're not related. I'm still wondering why it's not possible to just sort of dig a hole sideways under the roots and get in that way. Like, why do you have to pull the whole tree out? Why can't you just dig a hole?
Yes, other than it would be really hard to, like it would take longer, I feel like.
Yes,
That's
because
my
pulling
opinion.
because pulling a fucking 100-year-old tree out of the ground is simple.
True. It's not simple either way. But somebody had said, I remember last week, like, why don't they do the tree first? And I had agreed with that, but then the room would be open and they could come in right away. But like, why didn't they just take the time, pull the tree out first so they knew they got it out? Like, so Boyd, what he said before, like, what if it don't work and you're stuck down there? Like, couldn't they have pulled the tree out and then covered the top with a tarp, with a TARDIS, with a talisman?
Well,
Like,
why do you need to cover it?
Well, that's what Donna was explaining. It's like opening a window. If there's a hole in the top, it's not a closed space. The talisman won't work for sure. Or at least with their understanding of the talisman. But I'm just saying, like, they should have had the tree out and ready. They could have covered it. It would have, to me, made more sense to do that first than to try to do it like last minute while they're down there. Seems like this is the first time.
Okay, but that means but it would have to be nighttime for them to walk outside and go in the hole from up top.
Wait, why would it have to be nighttime?
Because they can't go out in the day?
No, I mean, I'm not understanding for the people why it would be nighttime. I'm saying if, like, during the day, everybody pulled up the tree, covered that with a tarp during the day.
Why do you have to cover it?
Well, I guess you wouldn't have to, but they could cover it the next day after that night.
Why are you covering it?
Because, again, if it's not closed, it's not an enclosed space, and then the talisman won't work. But my point is that they could make the hole first, and then the next night.
Then none of the talismans should work because they have open shit all the time, and they still can't come in.
Where do they have open shit? As you're saying, they always have doors.
Think about how many times, like, if they're standing at the front door and the talisman's at the fucking front door is closed, the back door opens. They can't now walk in through the front door.
Well, they close the back door and the front door.
But and you're telling me there's never been a moment where some idiot has ran away or done this or done that
and left the door open? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. That's what happened to Frank and his family. He left the windows open.
Here's the best response. Susie says, I guess the monsters would probably notice if they pulled it out before and be on alert. Like, the monsters would certainly be like, oh, they're up to something up there. Let's watch what they're doing with this tree.
I don't think they should. I don't think they should pull the tree out. The tree was formed. The tree was formed by the children when they died. How that part works, I don't know yet. But pulling that tree out, I feel like it goes against everything that they do, stuff that they do know. Like, Jade is the one that figured out, hey, those are the roots of the tree. That wasn't there until the children. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Everybody, like, I'll get to my gripe a little later.
I got to agree with Maze. These are the wrong questions. And to be fair, like, they pulled out the tree. They didn't have to pull out the tree. They created enough ruckus, like with their crowbars, trying to move the sarcophagus, and the monsters are well aware that they're in there doing that. So whether the tree makes a ruckus or not is kind of irrelevant, right?
Yeah. I guess that's true, though, too. Like, if they knew it, then they would probably lie in wait for them to grab them when they came down into the chamber. So that is the good point that Susie had. I hadn't thought of. I was just thinking it would be, then they wouldn't have to worry about getting it open later. Maybe they can make a fake cover. Who knows? But they probably would hear them taking it off. So, the ruckus needed to happen only after the tunnel was sealed. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Tis true. All right. Yes, and yeah, you're right. What are the options? Time is running out. And seal the room sneakily. No, you're totally right. You guys are right. I didn't think that through. All right. So yeah, either way, I think it's a bad plan. bad plan. Because I do think the tree is important. Okay, so Boyd's in the church. He's yelling at God / maybe the town. I don't know, but I mean I think he's yelling at God, but he's saying,
He's young.
whatever you think of me or whatever you're going to do to me, just protect the people of the town. They're good people. That's what his whole not argument but discussion is about. All right. Yeah, please. Yeah, please, guys. I know not everybody wants to hear about the trailer, including Karen and AJ. So if you want to talk about the trailers, you can do so in our Discord spoiler room, but no leaks. Because, no leaks, just because that would be bad. And it's not what you are allowed to do. All right. So the point of this scene is when Sarah comes in. And Boyd, this whole conversation is Boyd is like, I'm going to tell you about something you can't tell anybody. As basically says, don't, this is between us. And he says about how, Fatima's in the clinic and that she essentially says she should be dead. He doesn't come out and say it, but that's what he should be saying. And he's like, okay, the voices told you, that they were or not told you, sorry. The voices were laughing because they said that we didn't save her, but we did save her, right? Like he's looking for validation that Fatima's going to be okay, which she does not have. She has no way of knowing that. I'm not sure. And I guess that's the only reason he asked her, because like he has to know she really doesn't know, right?
Yeah, no, listen, I'm going to get into this more later, but Boyd is worried about, Boyd is looking for validation everywhere he can, because Boyd last year said, "You will not break me." I got news for you, Boyd. You're fucking broken, because you don't know which way is up. And he should not be leading this group anymore. He's actually going to get people killed because he keeps he doesn't know which way is up.
Yeah. Well, he's upset at any rate. But at least we got to see Sarah for a little bit, even if it wasn't a whole long conversation.
Yeah, but it was important too, because Sarah's like, "I'm tired of sitting by the wings. I'm never going to make." She doesn't say it exactly like this, but the gist of it is basically, I'm never going to make up for the shit I've done, which is why I need to help as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. B says you're right. He's so broken. Or he is broke. You're so right. I read that wrong, but you get the point. She agrees with you. Code Knox says, who would lead? I think the answer to that is Kenny or Donna, probably. And nobody is dear. He was asking if we wanted to know about them, and I just said not to share them. It's okay. It's all good. Nobody's done anything wrong.
Kenny.
What?
No, because Knox said who would lead, and I'm trying to think. Donna.
Yeah,
not even Donna, because Donna can't. I think honestly, I think Kenny.
Really?
Simply because Kenny is willing to listen to all sides. Kenny doesn't just like Boyd right now. He gets an idea and he's like, "No, this is exactly how it's going to be." And then somebody makes him think about it for a second. He goes, "No, this is how it's going to be. Wait, hold on. Nope, this is exactly how it's going to be." Like he changes his mind. Like it's been what, 2 or 3 days, and he's changed his mind 5 fucking times about shit.
I mean, I do think Kenny is like the heir apparent. Kenny was the deputy, the official deputy, and while he has stepped back from that role, he is a person who can talk to Boyd, right? And Boyd acknowledges him basically as the second in command. I think he would be, whether he would want to step up, he'd be like a reluctant leader maybe, right? But he seems to be the person that people would look to.
Which is what you need sometimes. Or
like to be Boyd has for a long time, I think, was kind of a partner to Donna before he started becoming like a dictatorship in this last season. But he was like a partner with Donna, and Kenny could be a good partner to Donna in leading the town and the colony.
Yeah, I think Kenny, my only thing about Kenny is I don't know that Kenny has the confidence to do it. So that I would answer you, is he
All the more
ready in
reason
that
he should.
sense? I don't know. Yeah, is he strong enough? I don't think
I
Kenny
think
has
he
enough
is.
confidence to do it. But I think if Donna helped him, I think he could. But maybe
I
he would
think it.
step up. He might
I
have
think
to.
if Boyd was out of the picture and push came to shove, I think Kenny would absolutely step up because right now Boyd is his safety net, so Kenny doesn't have to. But I feel like if put to the test, I think Kenny would surprise a lot of people.
I mean, to paraphrase a famous quote, like some people seek leadership and some have it thrust upon them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The best person for the job is usually the person that doesn't want it.
True. True. All right. All right. All right. Okay, so then we have hold on, I gotta type something here. Okay, so Tabitha is talking to Ethan. This whole conversation is basically like the opposite of what Julie said. He's like, you should trust things and believe in them because I think, let me see where to go. I lost where it's
He basically
at.
says this place is trying to scare us, so we won't believe the things
Yeah.
that like you need to trust yourself.
Yes, he says you should listen to what you're hearing. But also the other question here is that he says to her, do you think that was really dad? Because he, told me to go to the Lake of Tears and all the bad stuff happened after that, which again, I still say, regardless of whether that was really his father or not, that wasn't, or at least in my opinion, was not the Lake of Tears. So like saying go find the Lake of Tears is not the same thing as saying go to the settlement and wake up the dolls. So I don't.
Those people were going to the settlement one way or the other, and Ethan had nothing to do.
They were already going there.
Ethan had nothing to do with Roger and the rope.
I agree, and that's why I'm not sure why she doesn't say that, but she does. Well, I guess she's just answering his question. She's like, I don't know. But the other thing is I also wonder, like, why does he now all of a sudden say, like, I hadn't thought about this till now, but why is he questioning this now? Like, he has no reason to believe the man in yellow can transform into people, to think that it could potentially not be his father. So why is he like all of a sudden being like, was it dad? Like, he didn't really say that before. I don't know. I'm just curious what you guys think about that because it just popped into my head now. It made me wonder.
I hadn't thought about it.
Well, I hadn't until now. That's what I said. It just sort of popped.
Wait, why he thinks it wasn't Jim now?
No, why he's questioning it now. Like, why he didn't question it before. He's just all of a sudden. Because, like, we know that the man in yellow transforms and there's a potential that it could not be Jim. And we've, discussed that at length. But there's no reason for Ethan to think that. I mean, he might have thought
it. He explains
it.
But he explains it. He says, he doesn't say, I've been thinking about it, but I thought it was dad. But then I did what dad told me to do and bad things happened. So maybe it wasn't dad. I think he fully explains his thought process right there in that sentence.
Okay. See, to me, I would think that your thought process would be, why would dad tell me that if it was bad? Was it not
but
dad?
He lives in a place where all the people around him see things and hear things that aren't real.
Here, Maze has got it. Basically, he's applying Julie's comments.
I guess I'm just saying, like, why wouldn't you question, like, something made me see him rather than saying wasn't him? Like, to me, the way he's saying it is the way the viewers are saying, could it be the man in yellow? And I know he's not saying that, but I'm saying, like, the way he's questioning what if it wasn't him?
Because the place lies. Because Julie's like, this place. Real. It's because of what Julie said. Because Julie said this place lies to you, and that's all. That's all. Was.
And he knows that Sarah hears voices, Elgin sees people, Boyd sees people.
I guess my point is, I would think that you would say, how do I know it was real, or how do I know I really saw dad, as opposed to how do I know it wasn't dad and somebody else?
Jamie, are you trying to say that like the dialogue on a television show is not natural? Come on.
Fair. No, I'm just saying that, like, to me, saying, how do I know it's not real is not the same thing as saying, how do I know it's not somebody pretending to be dad, which is what that comment says to me. And again, he's not saying that, but maybe it's just
I think you're overthinking it.
Okay. All right. Okay. He's piecing things together. He is. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat. I got lost in some of the chat. Okay, so he's saying, listen to the stuff. And then suddenly, or he's saying, you should remember stuff. If you remember stuff, listen to it. And then they're like, hey, remember, Nkui. I don't know. Did they say Nkui or just point? Maybe they don't say
They just
Nkui.
pointed.
Okay, but it's the Nkui kids at any rate, as we call them. And they all start pointing towards Tabitha. They don't outright explain the point of it, but I mean, it's kind of, in my opinion, and I want your opinion too, but in my opinion, like, them pointing is getting her to, like, see that the talisman is, her and Jade, because they're pointing at her. Although, again, still the fact that there's 8 symbols around them on the talisman, not 7, and there's 7 Nkui kids. We don't need to get into that again. But that was how I took the scene. Do you guys agree? Because otherwise, I don't know what she was supposed to get out of it. I assume
I agree. It was right after that she realized that it had to be her and Jake.
Right. But yeah, if you think it through, I'm not sure them pointing at her, to me, makes sense. And yes, you're right, B, about Ethan. That's a question for the deep dive. Yes, I should have come up with it yesterday, but I did not. She also says they're just pointing to be creepy. That might also be the point. Anyone else think they were pointing at Ethan and she was just like, who, me? Interesting. I did not, only because of the talisman thing. It's indicated when she says to Boyd, it needs to be me, indicates saying what they were implying. Yeah. I guess I'm, again, reading too much, like, specifically into what they're pointing at. But anyway, if they are representing around that, there are 8 symbols, which still is something that irritates me. And we've discussed that before because there's 7 kids. All right. So then we have Jade, Boyd, and Kenny here. And they are using the radio to do Morse code. They're going to. They can't talk to each other, but they can use it for Morse code. So basically, once they go into the chamber, they're going to tap it and make noise so they know they've reached the chamber and they can pull the tree out at that point, is what they are trying to do, which I think was pretty smart. Yeah. So yeah, they're all going to get ready to go. And then this is when Victor comes in and he's like, are you planning to pull down the bottle tree? You can't do that. The boy in white says you can't do that. And Boyd's like, why doesn't he come in here and tell us? And he's like, it doesn't work that way. I feel like everybody's saying that in this episode. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, even Tabitha, she's like, it doesn't work that way. I don't automatically remember things. And he's like, it doesn't work that way. He doesn't automatically tell you. But yeah, I agree. If it's so important, like, why is he not talking to them? But maybe he can't. Who knows? But he tells them they can't do it. And Boyd is basically like, and Boyd and Jade are basically like, we have to do this. We don't want to let anybody die that's down there. And things like to play games with us. So, it seems like that's what he's doing. And Victor's like, I'm going to stop you if you try to do that, which was probably his mistake there.
No, I disagree.
Not his mistake. I mean, his reason he's grabbed, because he told him.
Victor didn't make a mistake. The person that made a fucking mistake here is Boyd. That was completely unacceptable. And not only, and the worst part is he does it in the middle of town. Nobody says a fucking word to him about it. And it's like, so Jade has a mushroom trip. Jade said, this is what we need to do, blah, 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 blah. And Boyd's like, we're not doing it. End of discussion. I'm not getting people killed. It's over. It's done. Oh, there's a door? Okay, what's your plan? This is a stupid plan. This plan isn't going to work. How's that tree going to come out? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? It'll work. I promise, boy. Okay, Jade, let's do your fucking plan. Let's get everything together. Let's do it. Hey, guys, the boy in white who has never done anything bad to us, who has never steered us wrong, he's not very helpful with what he's trying to tell us. He's kind of vague, but he's in white. The white guys are good. Guys are in white. Boy in white says, "Do not pull the tree out. It's a bad thing." Why? Because he said so. That is no different than Jade saying, "Because I said so." So
no, you're right.
Why is it so bad? So why is it so easy for Boyd to go back and fucking forth in this shit? It's completely unacceptable. And the fact that nobody said anything, nobody came up. I saw 5-10 people outside watching Boyd manhandle Victor. And then nobody's like, what the fuck are you doing to Victor? Like, cut your shit out. Boyd is fucking broken.
Boyd is kind of out of control. I mean, I did feel like, I mean, on the one hand, Tabitha does articulate, like, we don't know who the boy in white is or what he wants. That is a true statement on its face, right? But we know that Victor survived 40 years there on his own with the aid of the boy in white. Not the whole time on his own, but he survived many, many, many years on his own with the boy in white's help. And I think if Victor says that he believes the boy in white, Victor is discounted. Like what Victor says, they discount because he's emotionally and developmentally stunted, right? And because he's like a little bit of a strange guy or whatever. And like they're not giving Victor the credit of his experience. And Victor, like, why does Jade, who's been there for, like Jade gets the benefit of the doubt, Victor doesn't get listened to, he gets locked up. It was very right. Yeah. I mean, he's not a good communicator, and people in the chat are talking about that. But like to not listen to Victor at all and then to treat him like that seemed like not just really mean, but like a strategic mistake on Boyd's part.
And not only that, I mean, didn't you just need Victor's help for something not too long ago? And you were like pressuring him for that too. Like, Boyd is completely unhinged. And you know what though? It makes perfect sense for the character because we've seen this progressively getting worse with him. I mean, was Acosta out of her mind when she was driving the ambulance? Yeah. But his reaction to it was even worse than what she did in the first place. And now to treat Victor like this, who comes to you with something that's very valid. Now, if Jade had said it, maybe Boyd would have been like, oh, okay. But who knows? Because he flip-flops so much. Boyd's going to get people killed.
Just to clarify, I do agree with everything you guys were saying. I just, when I said Victor's mistake, I more meant like he shouldn't have told Boyd he was going to try to stop him. He should have went and tried to stop him. I don't think it would have worked, but I just meant like him telling that to Boyd is why Boyd grabbed him. But yeah, I did not like this part of them grabbing me. I felt so awful that they had no right to do that way.
Victor did exactly what 10 other people in the show have done, and nobody else was treated this way. This is I like that. I like MG's fucking statement here. Victor is what this place made him. He's Tarzan living in the jungle, and people make him feel like an asshole because he doesn't know how to use a fork.
That's a good comparison.
Excellent analogy.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like this whole scene, I didn't like the way they treated him. And I didn't like that even Tabitha didn't do anything about it. Like, I do understand her point. We don't really know anything about him. He hasn't really done anything. So I get that. But she still could have said, let me talk to Victor, or don't treat him like that. But you're right. Nobody says anything. They just let him do it. And it's, yeah, I don't like the way they did that. Lucas said whether the boy in white has steered them wrong is debatable. I'm curious, like I don't know why you would necessarily think he steered them wrong. I'm trying to think if I'm missing something or forgetting something, but I don't think he's ever done anything like.
I mean, he pushed Tabby out. He pushed Tabby out a window, but he did say sorry. This is the only way.
Right? Yeah, and he got her out. I mean, that was like a good thing, right? And well, I mean came back, but
the flip side would be whether the boy in white has steered them right is debatable.
Yeah, steered them right, debatable, yes. But I don't think he's done anything
vague
outright to say was
in
wrong.
things.
Vague, yes. Vague.
But fact, he helped Victor survive for 40 years. So
He did. Yeah, and she doesn't bring that up either. Yes. Zyron says, I think this is the most broken Boyd we've seen so far. I think he breaks more every episode. I
yeah.
think it
And he keeps saying, "You're not going to break me, dude. You've been broken."
Yeah, you've been broken. Okay, so the other thing though about this is that Boyd does say, if you think I'm wrong, tell me. If I'm leaving it up to you what you think we need to do. But you told me you wanted to do this, and Victor's going to cause a problem because he's like, I'm just, stopping a problem before he happens. I just think he could have handled it, differently. I think he could have stopped Victor without doing it the way he did. I think they could have talked to him. But maybe not. I don't know. But she says we don't know what the boy in white is, what he wants. But this is the important part about this is that this is where she says it needs to be me and Jade that go down into the tunnels, nobody else, because she says that they're the ones that have failed to save the children, that are calling out to them, and on this talisman that there are two people in the center, and she believes it's her and Jade. I still don't know exactly how this makes two people unless there's like a diamond between them, but that's a whole nother issue that we discussed. But yeah, that's what she's saying those mean on the talisman, and that she kind of repeats what Sophia says that they need to, do. I think she does. She says something like they need to do it the right way, which is essentially what she had said. Yeah, we only get to do it once in this place. The way we do it matters. That's what she said. And he's like, you have to trust me. So yeah, they have changed their plan. So now Boyd is ringing his bell, and they're gonna, start their plan. Let's see. RC says, I do agree. Boyd was over the top with handling Victor. Yes. MGM says, when they tear down the tree, they injure / kill the boy in white. And in my opinion, end the reincarnation cycle of the two parents, meaning no more extra lives, win this time or lose forever. Interesting. And I think it was up above. I don't remember who said it, but was saying, I think I started, was saying that the boy in white was the manifestation of the tree. It was like the physical manifestation of that was MGM. Said the boy in white is the imprint of the sacrificed children on the roots tree. He's the sole avatar, physical manifestation of the magic tree, and trying to help them complete the quest. Potentially, we don't really know what he is. All right. Thank you, Dieter. Yep, you guys too, if you want to help me get some games too for the Friday. I need to know what games you got. If you've played like Jackbox and you have suggestions of what ones will be, good to play, to have, let me know in Discord in the ideas place. Oh, thank you, Dieter. I was getting notifications. That's what that notification was. Thank you. I got it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I can definitely use it. That's for sure. So yeah, Boyd is ringing his bell, and they're gonna start the plan. And then we have Sophia here, who's like, "Oh, I want to help with the rope, right?" And yeah, as usual, they're talking about their plans. Are you still there? You got so quiet. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking, and you're just like, eh.
Nothing to say. Boyd's ringing the bell.
I know, that's fine. But this is where she's like, I'm going to help with the rope ladder. It seems really important.
I love the bell. I love that he still rings that bell. Like, people might be like, oh, I forgot. I have to get inside at sunset.
Well, yeah. And, I know you're right. People wouldn't forget. But at the same time, it's kind of like an alarm. I mean, I take pills the same exact time each day. I still forget every day if the alarm doesn't go off, right?
Yeah, you could be out. You could be out milking the goat or something and be like, oh, I better hurry up. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, to be fair, probably a lot of them don't have watches, because the majority of people, well, maybe not the majority of the people, but a lot of people that have watches now have digital watches. that probably eventually the battery runs out on.
Well, they have electricity. If you had your cord, it might work.
Well, then they have to set up the whole thing that Jade did with the light. Although I question
the lamps work. The lamps work, right? The lights work indoors at night.
But they don't have plugs. Remember, the plugs are messed up. That was the whole thing.
Yeah, there's nowhere the electricity isn't actually coming from anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, Jade proved they can rig up a lamp to do it because he turned on the blow dryer. And I still question, I feel like if I was there, I'd be like, okay, help me figure that out and rig it up myself, because like I'm totally turning on my cell phone to look at
they have a way to charge stuff. They went and got that portable ultrasound out of the ambulance and used it to check Fandom more than once. Like they have a way to charge batteries.
Yeah, they are connecting it in that way. That was what the wires are for and everything. But it's not, I guess my point is you don't just plug it into the outlet. There's a lot more with it than that. So I don't know that they would waste time. If they're not wasting time to use their electronics, I don't know that they'd spend it on watches. All right, so here they are making this rope out of rope and, pieces of things. I kind of wonder, I guess it's hard to climb up, but I was going to say it would actually probably be safer if just one person had taken and made a rope out of knots like you climb in gym class, But I guess not everybody can climb that. I don't think I can climb that, but that's what I'm just thinking. Because
it might be hard to climb that while you have like 7 people's dead bones over your shoulder.
Okay, there's that too. All right. So Sophia is, I thought I had a pic. I do here somewhere. She goes and she touches the radio. That's what it is. She is like messing with it, and Bacta says, that doesn't work. It doesn't do anything, right?
Well, she said the buttons are just for show.
Yeah, you can't control it.
Which is true. Well, no, which is true in any diner. That those buttons actually don't do anything anymore. When you go to a diner or something that has something like that, the controls are actually in a different spot. The buttons are just for show, because that's how it used to be back in the 70s.
Oh, well, I think this is supposed to be one from back then, though. But yeah, either way, she shouldn't be able to change the song or get one to start when she presses it, and it does work.
Right. So do you take this to mean that the man in yellow, whoever, has always controlled the songs?
I think that's like a lot of the things. I think it's implied, but not proven.
And has an encyclopedic knowledge of meaningful songs to play at the right time. Like this one. I mean, it's Jackson Browne's Doctor My Eyes. It's kind of a perfect song for a lot of the people living in the town right now, right? It's a song that's about, Dr. My Eyes is about like having seen so much suffering and pain that the singer is no longer able to cry.
And it is now stuck in Karen's head.
Yes.
It's been in my head for like 3 days now, yeah.
That's what you get for watching it 3 times.
Yeah. Either way, I guess I'm not sure if it playing creeps her out. It's more creeps the people out. It's more the monsters coming to the window when she does that. Patty's like, what are they doing? And freaks out. But the whole point is Sophia's using it for a distraction to start cutting the rope. I guess, enough that it'll fail, not enough that they'll notice. Excuse me. Whoops, I went too far. But Acosta here actually, to me, is a smart one where she's like, shut the blinds. Like, if you don't want to see them, why did you sit there and not do that, right? So, yeah, I don't know.
It kind of surprised me the way people were reacting. Those things come out and scream every single night, and they were all like,
yeah.
I mean, maybe some of them live at Colony House and are not used to seeing them like roaming the streets of the town through the diner windows, like maybe not having such a good view when you live at Colony House. They seem to be reacting almost like they had never seen them before.
Yeah, well, that's why I said Acosta's just like, well, if you don't like it, shut the blinds. Like people, it doesn't hurt you seeing them, but if you don't want to see them, don't look at them. Maze says Man in Yellow does influence the tech, or at least the energy running the place. Maybe. I don't know. That's why I said I feel like it's like the whispers. I think that it was implying that the Man in Yellow said kill the boy, but we don't know that's true. That's an assumption. So that's how I feel about the radio or the jukebox. Sorry. But you could be right. It does make sense. So I don't know. Bases, I was wondering why the blinds were open. Yeah. I would think that most people probably close them just because they don't want to see the monsters, but I mean, there's nothing that says they have to, but
Actually, that's funny. I said the same fucking thing because everybody's like, "Oh my god, they're just gonna stand there and stare at us." I said, "Close the fucking blinds, fucking dummies."
Yeah.
We can rig up. We can. It's like some people in town can rig up a fucking radio with nothing, but they can't. But the general public can't close the fucking blinds. Like, come on.
Yeah. That's why I said Acosta said something smart, right? Lucas says, I'm 99% sure the man in yellow is behind the original sacrifice. He's making bargains with people, putting voices in Sarah's head. The voices told Sarah to kill a child in exchange for something she wants. Yeah, I do think it could have been him with the voice before. I said that. And I do think he's the one that talked the townspeople into sacrificing their kids. So I agree with that. I think that makes sense to me. And Michelle says, Derp forgot to close the blinds. You would think that's not something you'd forget. I feel like I'd close them right away, like before it got nighttime. Like, I don't want to see those creepy shit. All right. I'm getting near the end here. Okay, so Fatima wakes up. Her stomach hurts. I'm assuming that the marks are supposed to be worse. You really couldn't tell, but she sort of looks at her stomach and big chunks of her hair / extensions. We laughed about this because, like, it's not like a chunk of hair falls out, right? It's like a curl falls out. It's kind of funny. But she's losing her hair, and she does end up knocking the thermos on the floor. So at least no more blood drink for now. So this is where, it's kind of saying that's to speed it up. We've talked about this. Let me ask you guys, though, because I don't know, at least not today, I haven't heard what you guys have to say about it. What do you think's happening? Because the veining kind of matches monsters, kind of matches Man in Yellow, kind of matches Nkui Kids, and I've heard all three theories. So I just want to hear what you guys think about what's happening.
I don't know. It's like with what too many things don't add up with certain things because the monsters are supposed to be the parents that sacrifice the children. Only we discussed about this last week. There's too many monsters for the amount of children.
Yeah.
And unless there's some kind of loophole where it wasn't just the parents, it was anybody in the town who sacrificed the children. Therefore, that would explain over the numbers. Because if people are being made into monsters by giving birth to monsters that have been killed, then there's another way to kill. As far as we know, this is the first time anybody's killed. I mean, because it's all we've seen. The first time when Boyd killed a monster, and then we got Fatima getting pregnant, giving birth to Smiley, which is why she's turning into a monster now. But I need more information to make. I feel like I feel like that's what it looks like is happening. But it's going to turn out to be something else. I'm not. I'm not saying that it won't turn out that she's going to turn into a monster, which I can see happening.
Mm-hmm.
I could be something else. I mean, her building the golem could be having some kind of adverse reaction because of everything she's been through. The thing is, her hair falling out doesn't make sense for her turning into a monster because all the other monsters seem to have a full head of hair.
They do. I just wanted to add, I forgot the fourth. Sorry, I thought you were done. The fourth option is also the kimono woman. We also talked about that. But sorry, go ahead. Continue what you were saying.
That she's turning into the kimono woman?
Yeah, that it could be a monster. It could be Nkui Kids. It could be the Man in Yellow.
She could be turning into a kimono woman because maybe the kimono woman was another woman who gave birth to a monster.
I mean, the kimono woman does. She's the only one who really looks like a corpse, except for the children.
That one, you know what? I would believe that more than her turning into a monster, simply because everything we've been given so far doesn't make sense why she would be turning into a monster.
Also, they don't necessarily have to be connect, right? So whatever's going on with her from having this baby, when Sophia makes her drink, gives her the blood and whatever's going on, there's some speculation that Sophia's performing some type of magic to speed up whatever transformation is happening. But I don't know, like they don't have to be related. Like it could be that Sophia's MO seems to be to mess with people, right? And like, is she messing with Fatima to make her feel worse, look worse? Like, I don't know that what Sophia did is definitely related to trying to achieve some goal related to Smiley's birth, or is it just like messing with her?
Yeah, I don't know. Zyron says this is the second time she's drank blood, which is very true.
Yes.
Although this is the first time she's drank entity blood. Excuse me, as far as we know.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I think the writers just hate Fatima and just want to like mess with her. Give her horrible.
MGM said, "Does it mean she's becoming a monster, or is it just draining her life?"
Yeah, I kind of like that too. I mean, whatever it is, it's obviously not good because the man in yellow is
trying to make
it is pushing it along faster.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, but see, I'm not really sure that's what it is. Like, what Sophia said was some of my games need to move faster. I don't know that means literally I need Fatima's transformation to happen faster, or does it?
No, that's what I'm saying.
I think it just whatever's happening to her.
That's what I mean. I need Boyd to break faster. I need Ellis to I need people is she really trying to speed up a physical transformation in Fatima, or is she trying to speed up the game?
Well, I took it as she gave Fatima the blood. So it's it's inherently in her, whatever it is.
We don't know what it means specifically, but it's probably not something good. But I kind of like what Kimberly just said here. I kind of think along these lines, because of the golem, it might. Let me read exactly what you are. I kind of think the golem is going to somehow prevent Fatima turning into full monster. Instead, she'll become some kind of hybrid and maybe end up saving them, but end up sacrificing herself in the end.
I like that.
I'm more in line with something like that. I feel like the golem is going to play a counteraction to whatever the plan is. I'm sorry. So. We did not spend all this time watching her build this fucking golem for it to do nothing.
Yeah. I don't want it to be nothing. I had agreed when somebody said the monsters have hair, but that's not actually true in their monster form. You're right, Ryan. When they've showed the monsters, I think they are kind of bald, aren't they? When they show them as
in their monster form, yes.
When they're completely monsters, in other words, not like Smiley, but actually completely monsters. When they were in the cave or whatever. And it could be that they have a glamour sort of. They did look more corpse-like when we saw them.
That before. Is true.
Sophia has never lost for hundreds of years. I think this is the first time she's really having to step up her game. I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I just know that people were, like I said, some people were theorizing the Nkui kids probably partially because of the hair loss, but also they have veining. But I'm not sure. At least that to me doesn't make tons of sense because they're kids.
No, me either.
The man in yellow, if you look in the beginning of the episode when he's changing, he does have veining all over his stomach. So but not like veining, like just in that area. It looks like he's maybe covered with them, I should say, as opposed to that. So there is that on him. So it could be an entity type thing. And like we said, maybe the kimono woman. I still wonder, though, is the kimono woman a form of a monster is my other question.
I think she's something else.
A monster, but I don't know. She could be something completely different. Sorry, what?
Yeah, I know. I think she's something completely different. She's not the same type of monster.
All right, she's very different. She looks different. She looks kind of like a mummy, and she doesn't speak, right? She's very different from the night creatures, and she's very different from the Nkui kids, although they have in common that they both are sort of corpse-looking, but in very different ways, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So then we have this scene where Boyd's basically like, you're not coming with us. You need to be the backup and stay here with Donna in case it all goes to shit. Is basically what he says. And he's like, I listen to you. You need to listen to me. And then they drink alcohol and say,
I thought it was a good scene. I thought Boyd was very measured and calm, and he made a lot of sense. And he needs, like, there's, the president and the vice president don't both travel on Air Force One together at the same time.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a good conversation. And it does seem these two seem to be getting near the point where one of them might die, right?
I was just going to say, it'd be great if Boyd doesn't come back from the tree. I'm so done with Boyd.
Maybe. Maze says maybe the golem will share the load of her transformation. That's interesting. I had not thought of that. Interesting. I like, though, B says, if nothing happens with the golem, the audience will go into brick shitting fits. I agree. It needs to be something. We need to see something happen with the damn golem. And Ryan says she speaks. Did she talk? I'm trying to remember. I feel like maybe at the very end she said something to Elgin, but I honestly, I'm trying to remember the detail.
I don't know. Ryan's avatar creeps me out so much.
Yeah, I think it more seemed telepathic from what I remember, but I could be wrong. I honestly don't remember. Man in Yellow is veiny all over. Monsters seem veiny. Monsters may be veiny because they're related to the Man in Yellow in some way. Oh, I like that. I had not thought about that. His thralls or whatever. So maybe kind of similar in form function in some ways. So yeah, maybe both. Like maybe the monsters are connected, and that actually makes a lot of sense. I like that. I had not thought of that. So yeah, maybe a bit of both. Maybe she'll sacrifice herself to activate the golem rather than turn into a monster. I don't know, but all good ideas. All right. So then we have Jade and she's whispering Elgin's ear. Do we hear it though? Ryan? That's my question though. I couldn't remember if we actually.
You know what? She says, help me.
Yeah, I think it was telepathic though, wasn't it? I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not remembering for sure.
Now, after May said that she helped me, I remember that she does very briefly. All right, this is Tabby abandoning her kids.
Yeah, there's also a part where Kenny mentioned Victor being upset. I forgot about that.
Okay, is she abandoning her kids? She makes a point.
I said I'm kidding.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right, you better be.
Listen,
I'm with you on defending Tabby every week. I was kidding.
Oh, I don't know that I defend her, but I don't know that she's exactly abandoning them either. But either way, she's like, I'm gonna go, and there's like a part where Ethan is like, why do you have to go or whatever? I lost where it was. But they all have to go, or the two of them have to go. And she did say earlier to Boyd when he said something like, if you go, what happens to Ethan and, Julie, if you don't make it back? And she said, I'm doing this for them. I
kind of agree with her. She truly believes she's the only person who can do it, right?
I guess. I question, like, there's also, that there's also the option of just stay with your kids and survive with your kids.
But you can't. But how long? Is that really an option,
Jamie? It has to be her. It has to be her and Jade.
I know it has to be her and Jade, and story-wise, yes, and it's going to be her and Jade. But I don't know, like, that I totally agree with that train of thought.
But because
maybe she's tired of. Maybe she's tired of her children. Ethan with all his questions and maybe she's trying to get away.
I could believe that.
The alternative is just what keep going and wait until you're killed.
Yeah,
I guess, but at least they're together. I'm just saying I don't know that it's necessarily the choice that I would make. I'm not saying it's wrong or she's abandoning them. I'm just saying like it's not necessarily the choice I would make.
So if you're the key to everybody maybe going home, you're just like, fuck everybody. I'm going to hang out with my kids, play Scrabble.
Well, they're your kids. They should be the most.
I mean, if you think that's the only way to save your kids, you would do it, right? Would you choose to potentially sacrifice yourself so your kids could live, or just be like, I'm gonna just stay? I totally buy it.
If you put it that way, I see what you're saying. Yes, she's more sacrificing herself, so more than like leaving. I guess is more. Yeah, I don't know, but either way, it's got to happen. It's the plot, so it's not like it matters one way or another. So anyway, this conversation is about him not wanting her to go. Let's see. Ethan also says, why can't we stay in the house while you're gone? Then she's like, no, you're going to stay with Donna. I agree with that assessment. I think that was the smart move. Can you just imagine if she left them there by their house by themselves? They never would have stayed there, or at least Ethan wouldn't have. But yeah, he's like, why can't someone else do it? She says it has to be her. This whole time, Claire is standing there watching this go down. Like, she's like noticing and paying attention. But he does say, what happens if you don't come back? And this is where she says, Jade said the bones will protect us when we're down in the chamber. And that when we're back, we'll be closer to going home. And this is where Ethan says, how are they going to protect you? And Jade's like, because I said so. It's just the way they work. So yeah, that's kind of what that is about. And then after she tells them goodbye, or at least she tells Ethan goodbye. I can't remember if she tells Julie goodbye. Probably. They're leaving, and Jade's like, you're lucky nobody tried to talk me out of it. I was like, nobody cares about Jade, is how he's saying that, which is a little selfish, but it's Jade. All right, so then we see everybody.
Is it selfish? You think it's selfish? I think it's really sad.
No, it is. I know. I'm just.
I mean, it's sad that he's like, nobody tried to talk me out of it. He has nobody there that cares about him. I thought it was sad.
He says everything so flippantly, like nobody cares about me. No, it's just the way he's doing it.
It's sad. And how else are you going to say that?
I said it is sad. I know, but it's done as a joke, I guess, is my point. All right. So everybody is at the bottle tree, getting ready to pull out the tree, or at least attempt to pull out the tree. We don't know how it's going to go. And they're ready for the Morse code. They're waiting. And meanwhile, they go down into the tunnels. And I do think this might be where Sarah says they're down there and they hit it. I don't know, but they're going down. They're starting their trek. And meanwhile, then we have...
I have a question.
Elton. Sorry, go ahead.
Why did they go down there? Why didn't they go use their new door?
Thank you.
All that about the fucking door, and they still haven't opened the door. They went down the tunnels the way they always go down.
Thank you. I was screaming at that so many times, you don't even want to know. The only thing I can think is maybe they're going to leave that way, because like, what was the point of the door otherwise, right? Like, they got to go through the door.
Yeah. And my other question is, who actually thinks that beat up old rusty truck is going to pull a fucking tree out of the ground? It's not like a little tree. It's a big fucking tree with lots of roots everywhere.
Yeah. They somehow explained they were using the other trees as leverage, and I think they're using like more than one vehicle to pull.
Listen,
it.
I understand how leverage works. If the axle of that truck doesn't pull out, is a movie magic happening.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I don't think that that it's gonna work. They went through the tunnels while they did all the stuff in Colony House. Me and Fletcher think that's plan B. Well, they never actually got in, though. They never opened the door.
You know what, though? Actually, now thinking about it now, I could totally see a scenario where the tree doesn't come out, so they got to find another way out. They somehow get around the monsters. Not really sure how that works, but they get around the monsters, and they end up going out the door that leads into Colony House.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be a way out, maybe. But either way, they've got to use it, right? Or like, what the hell was the point? That's the way I'm looking at it, either way.
Jade thinks the bones are going to protect them. I think the monsters, I wonder if the monsters might not be allowed to kill Jade and Tabitha.
That's, they killed, Smiley killed, what's her fuck?
Miranda,
thank you.
Maybe at the point that he was allowed to or told to. Like, I don't think, I'm not sure that, I'm not convinced there's not some control coming from Man in Yellow about
Byron says it's plot armor.
You could be right.
If these two get, they have plot armor, yes, but if these two get killed, then the cycle resets, and Man in Yellow might not be ready for them to die until he's had enough fun.
That's fair. But you're not wrong, Maze, says the point was to have the proof that Jade's trip was real. This is true. But it just kind of seems like, why not be something other than a door? I look at it as you have a door, they got to walk through the door. I mean, it's like the MacGuffin, like they, as Karen always likes to say, like they are not the MacGuffin. I'm sorry, not the MacGuffin.
They'll walk through that door, just not yet.
Gun. I'm talking about the gun. Chekhov's gun. I don't know why I said MacGuffin. It's like Chekhov's gun. Like if they show the door, they got to use the door. Otherwise, why not make it some other object? What was my point? A Boogie says, why can't they just go out the way they went in? Maybe they can, but I think it's like a long trek, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I don't
not.
Think it's like a short
not
distance.
A
And also, they had
the monsters will head them off at the pass. The monsters will cut them off, I think, is their theory, right? They need a second, like Boyd was arguing, they need a second exit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh no, it's a dead end. Oh wait, this is the door.
I don't know that they can't go out the way they went in. Boyd just wanted to have a secondary exit so they wouldn't be stuck in a kill box, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the idea of the roof of the tree, it wasn't about a way in or out. It was about a way in or out of the chamber specifically. That room.
because there's only one way in or out of that
room. But
wait a minute,
like a bottle.
Wouldn't it be funny? Remember Jade made a comment when they're like, "You're sure that's the only way out of that room?" And Jade's like, "Trust me, this room is seared into my brain. I think I remember. I'm not going to go down there and go, oh, look, here's something I didn't notice before." However, wouldn't it be fucking hilarious if there was something Jade didn't notice, like there were, and the fucking, like, he moves a fucking rock and like part of the wall falls apart, and he goes, "Hey, the door's on the other side."
Yeah, maybe it's like got like a big, not deadbolt, but like a big,
like that's why they can't open the door in Colony House, because but then again, it's not anywhere near Colony House, so that wouldn't make sense.
No, it's not. But like there could be like a tunnel that leads to the back of the door, and you're right. Like maybe there's like a thing covering it so they can't open it, and that's why it won't open. It's like sealed from the other side or whatever.
Yeah.
But as for the tunnel, I think a lot of the tunnel is also sort of crawling, isn't it? It's like dark and it's not easy to move through. Would be my answer to that. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, I agree.
Picture time.
Yeah. All right. So Elgin finds the pictures. We have now. I don't know if they're just leading closer to showing her, but we have that picture, which is behind her. Have the jukebox. We have these two people, which may or may not be the people in the picture with Sophia. Whether they'll be important later, I don't know. We have a 7. Somebody said it looked like jukebox button. That I don't see because it's like a lighter color, so I don't know about that. But it's a 7. And then he sees something that makes him stop.
Now, did anybody here think they knew who he saw in the picture before they revealed it? As soon as he,
every single person.
Yeah, I was to say as soon as he started looking at pictures, I was like, he's gonna see Sophia in one of these pictures.
Yeah. I mean, everybody thought it was going to be Acosta, though, which I do agree it would make more sense, but because she was, looking through the stuff. But yeah, he found a picture of Sophia. I don't know. The fact she's looking at a boat probably means something, but here she's talking to Claire. Huh?
Or she was just looking at it.
Maybe, but I mean, there's been a lot of boat references, so it's just interesting. All right, and this is where Elgin's like, "Hey, look, I found a picture of you." I feel like, and I know everybody's kind of giving him a hard time, but I do agree. I feel like if you see a picture of somebody that looks like somebody, you would show somebody else, like go show Boyd. And if you did show the person, why wouldn't you, like in normal person, what you would do? I think you'd be like, "Hey, I found this picture of somebody who looks a lot like you. Maybe you had a relative that lived here." I wouldn't be like, "It's you." So, yeah, it was kind of a dumb move on his part, I think, to give it to her. But I mean, he's naive. It was a grainy photo, and he does have one good eye. That is true, but why? Or well, only one eye. But then why didn't she? She could have just said, "Oh, that isn't really me," or "Oh, it kind of looks like."
Listen, this is a good thing because we need to kill people. So Elgin is now going to die
potentially, but yeah, you're right. Well, Acosta would have been smarter.
Eventually, you don't think Sophia's going to kill him right now, and possibly Clara also?
Maybe.
I don't know
but
that she's going to kill
definitely.
Clara, but Elgin definitely. I mean, she tells Elgin, "Gee, I wish you hadn't found that. You're done."
Yeah.
Like there's no part of her saying, "Hey, I'll make you a deal. I'll send you home too."
Do you not
Elgin's
think
not going to buy that shit.
See, I think it sounds like she's going to turn into him and become him because she says, "I can only transform into people that are dead, that died here."
That's fine.
Like, hey,
At least
yes,
Elgin's dead.
Killing. Yes, it's still killing. You're right. It's still killing. All right. So here's the picture of her in what may or may not be Tianjin's dress, but there's the picture.
Right. I was just going to say, is that another picture or did you just zoom in?
No, that's another shot.
Go back to the first shot. Now, can you zoom in next to Afro Boy's head?
It's not Julie. That's all I'm going to say. I've heard that so many times. It's
okay,
not Julie.
I recently heard it too. That's why I wanted you to look because I didn't think it was, but I was just throwing that out there.
No, it's not Julie though. At least it doesn't look like it to me. I don't think it looks that much like her, other than it's a person with dark hair. So, I don't think it looks any more like Julie than that girl does, to be honest. At least not.
Oh, the girl on the left looks a lot more like than that girl.
Well, my point was neither of them did to me.
Now, if you look at like Elgin, it could be Julie. Close one eye and now look at it. Now it looks like Julie.
It could be if Elgin's looking at it. That is the point. That is the point. Okay. So I thought the scene would end with Elgin's death. The fact that they cut away tells me it's not going to be that simple. You could be right. Yeah. I mean, the point of this is she says here when he says, it looks like you. She tells him that's because it is me. And when he says, how's that possible? She tells Claire to lock the doors. And again, as we said, like when she says to Claire, lock the doors, like, don't you try to run. Like he could probably knock Sophia out if she was a human, which he doesn't know she's not, right? Like I'd be like trying to get out.
He could definitely overpower Clara and get away from her.
Yeah. And he doesn't even try. And there's probably, somebody said there should be a back door. There probably is a back door. But again, we need it to work with the story.
I mean, if I lived there, I'd keep that back door locked so monsters couldn't get in at night, but whatever.
Yeah, but it doesn't take long to unlock it. My point is he doesn't try to get away. He just stands there.
My point is we need to kill some people, and Elgin's one of them.
We do need to kill some people. I'm sorry, Jamie. We need to kill some people.
No,
Elgin may have... Elgin's not had a bunch of story. Elgin's hadn't had a lot of story since Sarah tortured him, but to be fair, Sarah hasn't had a lot of story either. Like their story came to this big climax and then neither of them has done anything since then.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that too. Some people said that could be Clara, or I don't think that's Clara either. I don't think
not Clara.
No, that's not Clara.
Well, I think they mean like
I think Dieter was making a joke because her part's the same.
Oh, okay. Because I've heard somebody else say that, so that's why I'm. But yes, not. Elgin would have locked the back doors himself if he was asked. Maybe. Yeah. Of all the people, though, Man in Yellow chooses someone who could have been remembered by Victor and Polaroid's lying around. Now that's dumb.
Yeah, I don't think she's from 78. I think she's from before 78.
I think she's from the 70s, but I don't know necessarily 78. And also, you have to remember another thing, too. Victor was like a little kid. Like, if he, in passing, saw this girl, like, would he necessarily think 40 years later, oh, that's the same girl I saw 40 years ago for 5 seconds? Like,
not just in passing. Victor has forgot so much stuff, and he drew.
Yeah,
Victor forgot his sister,
and he drew pictures to remember. Right, he forgot his sister. Right, so.
Like, but my answer is I don't think she's from 1978. I think
I think she's before that. I think she's from a different year.
Okay, but either way, so this is where she says, "I can only take the form of people who have died there," and I really wish you hadn't seen that. And then she touches them. So yeah, I assume that she's going to turn into it when she does that.
Really? I don't.
She's got to kill him first.
Well, yes, obviously he's not going to live. She says that the person has to die. I'm just saying that's what I thought when I watched this. Like, to me, her saying, I can only turn into people who die here, and then I touch you. Like, that means I'm going to kill you and then become you.
But she didn't say it right then, right?
Yes, she did. That's what she said to him. She said, I can only take the form of people who have died here, and I really wish you hadn't seen that. And then she grabs his arm.
Oh, so, she says it right then. She says it right then.
Yeah.
Says it like a few lines before or a few seconds before she grabs his arm. So yeah. So I don't know, but I know we talked about, like, the thing is if that does happen though, like, what happens to Sophia? Like, is anybody going to be like, where's Sophia? Or
well, she seems to run around and change. She changes suits, like she changes
right.
yellow.
She be two people and keep it up if she does that, or could it be something like Elgin could come back with Claire and they'd be like, the man in yellow came in and killed Sophia. Like, it could be anything, right? Like,
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, that is what I touch when I said
it. Long as people die.
Yes. All right. So now they are in the cave. I think it's so funny. All they do is use a piece of plastic, but it's
why is it funny? I mean, what else can they use?
No, I know.
Is there something better that they should have used?
They use a blanket in the RV.
Yeah, they do.
That's true.
I was a little. I, however, will say this. I was a little concerned. Was it even? Bill says it was duct tape. Was it even duct tape they were using? Because that concerned me.
Yeah, it was duct tape, or at least
I couldn't really see what. I couldn't see what kind of tape they were using.
Whatever. But it's not going to stick to stone very well.
No, that's not very long. Because you know damn well that talisman's coming down the way they focused on it when she put it up.
Yeah, and I would think they could, do something to knock. I mean, it's even like in the tent, right? Like, they hung the talisman and then they moved, like, something moved the tent. So to move a piece of plastic. That wasn't
the monsters, no, so that didn't matter.
We don't know. Well, that's true. It wasn't the monsters. It was during the day, but it could have been the man in yellow for all we know, right? Like, we don't know. Thank you, Dieter. Please do that. Please make sure you like the video, guys. It's appreciated. I know not all of you have. Takes just a second to hit subscribe and like. All right, see, duct tape. That is most definitely duct tape, but you're right. No, that most definitely would not stick.
And look, I get it. Duct tape doesn't well rocks, but what else do they have that they can use?
Yeah, you can't nail down.
Again, it will stick for a little while, just not very long.
I like this though. Make some mud bricks and brick it up quietly. I think that would take a little too long, but that could work. Actually, that could work a lot better, right? But it's more the idea of the talisman than the actual wall. So trees move the tent. Maybe they're like Ents, like from Lord of the Rings. Like the trees actually. I know that's not. I'm now envisioning like big trees, like literally moving the tent. That would be so funny if we're all like, it's a spider, it's it's something else, and all it is
anyway.
Trees. All right, so they are still trying to get the tree pulled out. They're about ready. They've got the ladder ready to go down the hole. Once they make it, Jade and Tabitha start digging. Cowboy wakes up. They start to wake up. Did you guys think, though, the only thing is I did feel like it took so long to get here, and then they dug that shit up really quick, didn't they? Like, they could have stretched this out a little. I feel like, and timed this a little different.
Why?
Like,
why string it out longer?
Not string it out, but I mean, like, maybe make some of the other stuff take less time and the digging take more time. It just feels like it took so long to get there, and then the bones are up. I don't know.
Maybe it wasn't that deep.
It's true. I guess you're right. It wasn't that deep. They had really little shovels. But either way, they uncover I don't know what you want to call it, the lid to the coffin, the big stone. We've seen it before in Jane's vision.
Not for nothing. I mean, they literally dug. It's not even. It's like a foot deep.
You're right. It is like a foot deep. And B's saying the first Polaroid came out in 1948. That is, I'm sure, true. But just to make a point, though, they don't look like they're dressed from 48. It does kind of look like sort of hippie clothes, at least to me, that the other people were wearing. So I think it probably is 70s, early 70s, maybe. I'm bad at that stuff.
The conversation in the chat was people were trying to decide what year it could be because somebody had said that the Polaroid came out in 1976.
So anyway, they lift it up and they open it, and there they be them bones. I do agree they don't all look like kids' skulls, but there are the bones.
This is my favorite part. My favorite line of the whole episode is when they're trying to open it, and Tabitha goes, "Why is this so difficult?" like, did you expect something else, Tabitha?
Yeah, she expected it to be easy. I don't know, but whenever Cowboy comes over the plastic and he says, you really shouldn't be doing that, it definitely to me sounds like, and I think reminds everybody you shouldn't be digging that hole, because it's the way he says it.
Well, they shouldn't be doing that because
it's a dumb idea.
They're not going to be happy, because the man in yellow is not going to be happy about that, because the man in yellow was fine with everything until he heard that it was just Tabitha and Jade, and then Sophia was like, "Oh crap!
Like, you should have told me.
You should
have. Why would Claire have a reason to tell you?"
She's like, "Oh, what does it matter that it's just those two?" Because again, this place is built on ritual, and things have to be done a certain way, and they're one step closer to doing it the right way. Mm-hmm. So now it's not going to be as simple as just taking the bones out. You got to do something with these bones afterwards. Maybe throw them in the Lake of Tears. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or whatever the Lake of Tears is a metaphor for, but it's a step closer.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I was thinking though, and wondering if the symbol on the talisman is to do with them and the children or whatever of this ritual. Like, I assume that the symbols had some kind of magical power, right? So I'm kind of now thinking about the fact, if this talisman is protection, why does that symbol mean that? If all that is the ritual on the talisman?
Because it is.
Okay. I can buy that, I guess. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right. Neo, Jason wants to know if you guys think they look like, where'd it go? If they look like adult bones or kids' bones. There's the right one.
I mean,
yeah.
Perspective is, I can't really say.
It's a jumbled mess of bones. I mean,
it is, but I don't know. To me, this one looks like a kid's skull, and this one looks like an adult skull.
Why?
That's what just because of different skulls I've seen on TV shows, in autopsies.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I'm just giving my opinion.
So no real reason. I mean, perspective could make one look bigger than the other just because it's the way it's shot, not because they're actually different sizes.
Exactly.
Yes, although I'm not meaning bigger. I'm meaning it looks kind of wider, it usually does.
Maybe it was a big kid.
Okay, Jamie. Okay. We all.
Hey, I'm just going by autopsies I've seen on TV, Karen. I don't know.
I know.
I've seen Scully do a lot of damn autopsies. Leave me alone. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm just, that's what I thought. But all right, there's Tabitha, her oh no face. All right. After Man in Yellow stated he can only take forms of people that died in town, I really started questioning Father Cautry and Thomas's appearance talking to Boyd and Jade. You mean Tom? He must mean Tom, not Thomas. I was going to say, I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, we talked a lot about this last night. I don't know. The thing is, these people can seem to disappear, which it doesn't seem like Sophia can. So I don't know. Then we talked about maybe he is using the teeth and takes them out and disappears.
Yeah, I don't
went into this, but
they just that's the difference though. Jim, Cautry, and Tom just disappear.
Yeah.
Now, if they want to show me a different perspective, and you see the man in yellow scurrying away real quick before they turn around again, maybe. But it seems a little convoluted to start saying. We don't want this to be the following where everybody's a man in yellow. Karen got my joke.
I get that reference. Yeah, I don't. I'm very confused about Father Cautry.
Got a point. She could have showed up and taken the picture before they got there. She could have died right before they got there too. We just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about what I think Father Khatri is, the nature of Father Khatri, and is he a manifestation of Boyd's inner monologue? Um, and is he something different than the man in yellow, than the boy in white, than the like? I don't. I have no idea what Father Khatri is.
Right, but my point is, I don't think he's the man in yellow.
I kind of don't either.
Yeah, I kind of don't, but I don't know if the disappearing is relevant or not. I would say maybe.
I think it's completely irrelevant. The man in yellow doesn't disappear.
Yeah, not that we've seen would be my answer. I would think if he did disappear, we would have seen it though by now. So I think you could definitely be right. Wait, did I miss anyone? You found my husband. He's good. Oh, I'm looking at these comments from before. Let's see. They're talking about. I'm just looking through them as you guys are silent instead of talking. I was looking through the chat. Jay asked this earlier. What would happen if the nightmare creature if the sun hit him like a vampire?
Don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, we don't know. A couple people were bringing up the fact of how many people actually know Morse code. Like, why is the fact that they seem to know what they're doing with Morse code?
You only need
I
two
don't
people.
know.
You only need two people to know it. One person, the person in the tunnel, and one person outside. As long as two people, one on each end knows, that's all you need.
True.
And
I also kind of feel like it's also the clicks. Like, even if they don't know what they're saying, they know whether they're clicking it or not, right? But also, Jade's genius. I'm sure he knows, and he kind of said he did. If Boyd was in was he in the Army, the Navy, whichever, I would think he would have to know it, wouldn't he?
You don't have to know Morse code.
No, but I mean, don't they know it if they're? I don't know, because I haven't been in the Army.
It's not a prerequisite. It's something.
No, but I thought it's something they're taught. Probably, I figured.
No.
I don't
But
know.
but we know Sarah knows it from earlier, and I do believe that it's been mentioned that Boyd does know Morse code. So
I think Elton dies, and then Sophia takes his avatar, sharing the picture with the townspeople and saying she got away or something. That is a possibility.
Also, they don't need to totally know Morse code, but you could teach a person 2 or 3 things that they need to say, in this situation, we're okay or get us out of here, right? What else do they need to?
Or, oh shit, we're dying. Never mind.
Yeah. First clicks mean we're in the cave. Second clicks means pull up the tree. That is very possible too. I like the bees. The nightmare creatures are so pale they'd get a zinger of a sunburn. The boy in white also just disappears, which we've never seen the man in yellow do, technically making me think he's more spiritual than physical. I hadn't thought about that. That is a good point. They're talking about the bones. I kind of think Father Khatri, Tom, Jim, and certain Abbey visions are all souls trapped in Fromville. Khatri and Tom could be boy in white using friendly faces to guide them. Not sure why he wouldn't just show up to boy in white and everyone though. Well, maybe because Victor, just spinning off on what you're saying, maybe because Victor doesn't connect with anybody. Like, is there anybody that died that Victor? Well, yeah, I guess he could see his mother or sister, and he would probably listen. So yeah, okay, forget I said that. I was thinking there was nobody for him to talk to. I don't think Khatri and Tom are man in yellow. Khatri hops from place to place. They aren't corporeal. They definitely don't seem to be corporeal. So I would agree with that. This place definitely traps souls. Some souls, I think, find peace and connection enough to still living before their death. They're able to interact and help in a meaningful way, maybe. And then Zyron says, does Father Khatri and Tom start appearing after or before Jade played the violin at the bottle tree? Before. Yeah, before. Alrighty. So yeah, anything else? Lila says that she thinks the man in yellow can be omniscient. I think this is a place where people's subconsciouses become real, same as with the songs. Don't know. Yeah.
So, what do you guys
They
think about the
bring
finale?
Fandom.
I think we got multiple deaths. I think Elgin's goner. I also think that Marielle could possibly be gone, and if it's not Marielle, then it's going to be Christy. But I kind of feel like it's going to be Marielle.
Yeah, I think it could be her. I mean, I definitely see those two getting a happy ending. And if she doesn't die in this episode, she definitely dies next season. But I could see Marielle dying. I think Elgin probably in this next episode. I just don't see how he gets out of that or why. Like, I just feel like his story is complete. Like, I don't know why I need Elgin to keep living in terms of this story, right? I feel like
I think everybody at the tree is safe because I just think there's too many of them in that for any. You know what I mean? I can't see, but it's daytime, so I don't know. I feel like everybody at the tree is currently safe. Maybe not forever safe, but currently safe. But I feel like some of the people that are off on they're kind of singular on their own. I think their time is numbered.
What about Henry? I think Henry's going to die, but I think it might be bait and switch. Like, I don't know if Henry will try to kill Victor. I think in the end, Henry might sacrifice himself to save Victor.
I think they both make it through the season finale. I do think we're going to see something where Henry does maybe make an attempt on Victor and then changes his mind. Maybe Victor says or does something that makes him realize that this is actually real, no matter how much he'd like for the other world to be real. I think they both make it through.
Let me ask you. Sorry, I wanted to ask you something, AJ, to what you said.
Go ahead.
You said you think the people on the outside of where the tree is are safe because they're outside the cave. But you said you think the people on their own aren't. What do you mean by that? Because Jade and Tabitha,
Okay.
I thought you agreed you didn't think of
that. Jade and Tabitha have plot armor right now. Marielle is alone with Fatima.
But they're inside.
Elgin is with Sophia.
Well,
there's one other person, and I'm a little worried about for the finale, and I don't want to put it out in the universe.
Why?
For fear that it'll come true.
Right. So who's the character that
Kenny's alone? I hope
Randall hasn't.
Kenny. I said that before. They better not kill Kenny or Donna. Those are the two I care.
See, that's the thing. I'm worried about Donna because she's with the kids.
Oh, like she could sacrifice herself to protect them, maybe. Yeah, I can see that.
Or Ethan, get back here! Why'd you run outside? And then she.
Oh God, yeah.
Dying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about Donna.
Yeah. I don't know. What else? I'm saying Nia's story walking or We Riot. Yeah, we need more. I think that's more going to be a season 5 thing, though, more than anything. I lost. Where's Dieter said Chloe and Christy shared a photo of lots of blood a while back and a text about Glass of Bitter. I think she's gone. Some of that though could have also been about other stuff she's doing because wasn't she in some other movies too? Like recently? I don't know. I'm just asking. Like I was thinking, but I know you guys have been saying that for a while. I bet Henry figures out that the hallucination isn't real because creepy Victor doesn't know something that real Victor should know. I could see that.
Well, Henry's hallucinations only know what Henry knows.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I would think. Well, it depends though. If it's being created by his own mind or not. Like if it's being 100% created by Sophia / the Man in Yellow, then you could be wrong with that. But I'm assuming that his mind is supplying all the details. So
I would think so.
Because I think that's why the pictures are the same and that kind of thing. I'm not sure which that was to Dieter. Kimberly said, I don't think Henry will die this season. I think it'll be next season. What else do we got? Lulu says, please kill Elgin and Clara.
Agreed.
Kimberly thinks it's going to be Elgin, Patty, and maybe Bacta.
Bacta's at the tree, so I think she's safe.
Yeah, she's at the tree.
Patty, on the other hand, you get rid of Patty's gone. Yeah, get rid of Patty.
Yeah.
She's had too many lines. She's reached her quota.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I was going to say that it's going to be upsetting because that rickety old fucking truck is going to somehow pull out the fucking tree. You know why I think this? Because otherwise, what is the point of showing us that Sophia cut the ladder? That's got to play out.
Yeah, they got to use the ladder and fall, or
they got to use the ladder for something. So that tells me they're probably going to pull out the fucking tree, put the ladder down. It's going to snap. Chaos ensues.
Yeah,
I'm really gonna be pissed they pull that fucking tree out. Like, I want to see the boy in white show up just as they're about to pull the tree out and go, no! And they pull the tree out and he fucking
We heard that, Karen. Yeah, that could be kind of interesting. I don't know that's gonna happen, but it'd be cool. But I agree, they're gonna have to use the rope. I still don't think Jade or Tabitha is gonna die, but like maybe one of them will break a leg or something. Or we also talked about last night, maybe people will come in to try to get them too, like from the
guys,
top,
if you're not normally here, and sorry, Jamie, don't want to cut you off, but guys, if you're not normally here, we had talked about this earlier. If you're just coming in or whatever, we don't do spoilers. We don't talk about trailers in here. We don't talk about possible leaks that could be made up or real. We don't talk about any of that stuff here.
I'm sorry, I missed what it is. If it's a trailer spoiler, though, you can talk about it in Discord in the spoiler channel, just not in the YouTube chat because not everybody wants to know about it, including AJ and Karen. I didn't even see that.
Personally, I would like to see 5 people die because I think we need the cast to be reduced by at least 5 people.
I agree.
They can be red shirts, they can be randos, they can be Patty, Clara, Elgin, Marielle, and any number of other people, but we need fewer people speaking next season.
Fair. All right.
I don't know. We need.
It's okay. Okay. It's okay. Just please don't do it. I didn't even see what it was. So, all right. Well,
it was pretty minor. It was not a huge deal.
Okay.
That comment, I saw it.
Okay. Well, it's okay. Just don't do that. Which 5? Which 5 do you think is gonna bite it?
Patty, Clara, Elgin, Marielle. I mean, I feel like poor Fatima should be put out of her misery, but it's not time yet for her to go. I really wouldn't mind. I don't like Sophia. I really wouldn't mind Sophia like being gone, taking Elgin's body, and not have to see Sophia anymore because I just don't like her.
Yeah, but that doesn't get rid of a cast member.
Yeah.
So that's only like 4.5.
5 dying is going to be on Scarlett's bingo card. Yeah, she needs to add that. That's hilarious. The tree was literally always destined to be pulled up. Maybe. I don't know. They've never gotten this far before, supposedly. Unless it is the tree, but we don't know. That's a big if.
I don't know. I feel like if the boy in white is saying don't pull up the tree.
I would agree. I think if he says don't pull up the tree, you don't pull up the tree. But they don't always listen. All right. Well, I see B agrees with you about pulling the tree out. I agree. It should not be a place, or not be a way. Who knows? All right. I was trying to like at least get to the 2.5, and we got like 1 minute before we hit that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it. Please make sure that you check out the interview with John Griffin, Jeff Pinkner, and Jack Bender, which is up now in our video tab and also on scifivision.com. So make sure you check that out. Tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, I have the Julia Doyle Sophia Part 2 interview set to premiere. That's partially about episode 9. And yeah, so make sure you check that out as well. And tomorrow we have Fandom Access at 10 Eastern, where we have our reviews of Widow's Bay, Lestat. You guys are doing House of the Dragon, right?
Yes.
House of the Dragon, the For All Mankind spinoff that I can't think of the name, Star City.
Star City.
What else? Is that it? The end of Spider Noir.
Oh, yeah, I forget you guys. Yeah.
And I think that's it. Yeah. And then Thursday at 9 Eastern, we have the watch party for Widow's Bay finale and the live stream at 11 because we did skip it this past week. And then Friday, probably at 11. I'm going to see if we can do it earlier, but probably at 11 because I don't think I'll be home in time. We're going to have my birthday. We're going to play games. Like I said, I'd like to know what kind of games you guys, if you have preference or ideas. I'd like to, if I can figure it out, at least get a set of Jackbox games and maybe we can make it a thing and start doing. I think it could be a lot of fun. And it's something new and different rather than just, trivia. So that will be Friday.
Do we have a time for Friday yet?
I said, I think 11. I know you wanted to do earlier, but I don't think I'm going to make it home before 11. It depends where I go, but I think I'm going to be going too late probably to get back by 10. But it'll be Friday night. Widow's Bay's coming. And then other than that, Silo's coming soon. We'll have Librarians. What else?
Librarians isn't.
MG, I'm saying if the tree dies, he thinks that the William White will die. That makes some sense.
Silo's literally the week after From ends.
Okay. So that's coming soon. Thank you, Dieter. Yes, I appreciate that. And I'm going to also, in case anybody prefer, I'm going to put up the wish list. I got to finish filling it out and I'll get it up there. But yeah, I think that's about it. I've spent all day editing videos, so they're done. They're up at least. So that at least is taken care of. Good night,
Lily wants to play blood drinking games.
Well, we could drink the game and just dye it all red, right? But yeah, no. No, we did the other Widow's Baby. This was just the finale because we skipped last week. We postponed it. Or no, wait, did we not? We had. That's right.
What are you talking about?
For Widow's Bay, B asked me. I thought we did the one before, but that might have been the week Scarlett wasn't there and we skipped. I'm trying to remember.
I thought Scarlett ended up showing up and you guys did do it.
Let me see. Widow's Bay deep dive final descent. Yeah, we did episode 9, so this will be just the finale. I had to double check. I couldn't remember. You're right. I did say that, didn't I? All right. So,
you weren't sure. You weren't sure, like right up until when Scarlett was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be there."
Yeah, I couldn't remember what we did. But it says we did it, so we must have done it. It's there. We did the deep dive. So yeah, we just have. She missed From. That was why. So we have that on Thursday.
All right.
All right, everybody. Have a good night, and we will.
Good night, all.
Good night, you guys. See you
Bye-bye.
tomorrow.
Make sure you like the video, subscribe to SciFi Vision, and check out our Discord if you haven't.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.